Going live here a little bit later than usual. Apologies. We had some technical difficulties getting this game up and rolling. But Joshua Finehirsh and I are here for week 14 of the Rams versus Cardinals. And the Rams, before we even were able to get set up, Josh, are already down 7-0 after a Michael Wilson touchdown. Not very pretty start for the Rams, but how you feeling, Josh? Week 14.
I was feeling good until as we were setting up, Michael Wilson pretty much just walked into the end zone for a touchdown there. Rams already down 7-0. So not the best start for the Rams defensively, especially when you're going against a pretty beat up Cardinals wide receiver core. I talked about it yesterday. No Marvin Harrison Jr., no Greg Dortch, pretty much just Michael Wilson out there. Obviously Trey McBride being a tight end. So besides those two guys, you really don't have to worry about anyone else really catching the football here today. So you think it would be a little easier for the defense, but not so here early on.
Yeah, exactly. And one of those things, it's a division game, right? And we talked about this all week long. Jacoby Brissett is a good quarterback, and that's one of the things that was kind of concerning about this football game. I kind of prefer them playing with Kyler Murray at times, right? Kyler Murray sometimes can be a headache with the mobility, but Jacoby Brissett has proven to be a pretty solid quarterback in the NFL thus far in his career. Good backup, but solid when he has to play. And ultimately, you're seeing that right now. Just a good pocket passing presence who knows, hey, I got to get the football out so I cannot hold on to the football versus this Rams defense. And so far, not a great start. But the Rams offense has been the strength of this team for the entire season, right? Basically. So the key here is not worry about the defense as much. Of course, you want them to impress. But, hey, the offense, as long as they're rolling, you have a chance to win this football game. As I am looking at Matthew Stafford, first in TD passes, second in passer rating, fourth in passing yards on the year. He drops back to pass throws to, looks like Xavier Smith on the first down catch. Going to be short of a first down. It's going to be second down and short. Talking about Xavier Smith, I talked about this in a video this week, kind of a weird situation going on right now with Tutu Atwell, as he currently is fully healthy, full participant in practice for the last 2 weeks, yet he has not been activated off of IR. What is going on there? How do you feel about Xavier Smith stepping into that role? And you can give me your opinion on that, Josh, after this 2nd and 4 play, as we're looking at Puka Nacua here. I saw you repping the Puka Nacua jersey.
Yes.
Right now, Josh. Stafford under center, sends Puka into motion just a little bit, hands off to Kyren Williams right up the middle for a first down right around the 48 or so, 47, 48-yard line. But how are you feeling about Xavier Smith stepping into that role over Tutu Atwell, and how do you feel about that Tutu Atwell situation?
Yeah, I talked about it a little bit too, Josh. It's definitely weird seeing how that's been going. As Manuel and Chad said, Tutu ain't well. Yeah, morale-wise, definitely not well. Sorry about me looking down. I was sending out the stream, which you all should be doing as well. But yeah, it's definitely weird. Xavier Smith's been good stepping in, so I don't know why they're not even going to try to bring Tutu Atwell back. It doesn't hurt to have more people healthy in the lineup, because he can be someone. He literally helped us win the game against the Colts. So definitely a bit of a weird scenario. I said in my video, I think they're admitting the $10 million contract was a mistake. But obviously for the Rams here on offense, whoever's on the field, they need to respond, because we saw against the Panthers, the defense in the red zone not be too good. They were getting burned, and obviously here early getting burned. Michael Wilson having a nice year for the Cardinals, so
yeah,
definitely can't let that happen here early as the Rams try to bounce back from an early deficit.
And the Cardinals have a lot of injuries on both sides of the football. You want to see the Rams take advantage of that, as right now on 2nd and 6, handoff to Kyren Williams, goes past the first down and much more down to the 30-yard line. Going to be about a little bit before the 30, but they are already threatening to hit the red zone here for the Rams. So the offense so far looking pretty solid.
Yeah, which is good. We wanted to see that. The offense wasn't the issue. Besides the Stafford turnovers, the offense was just fine against the Panthers. It was really the defense. So I'm not surprised at all that the offense off to a nice start here.
Agree with you there. Great run from Kyren. That's what you want to see from Kyren, especially dealing with that ankle injury last week. We want to see him in the game, as now Blake Corum gets the handoff, and he continues to roll after, a career high in yardage last game, if I'm not mistaken. So great job there from Blake Corum. Maybe that was the game before. I'm not sure if I'm remembering that correctly. But Manuel, appreciate you hitting the chat, by the way. He says, I like to push the push by the offensive line as they are running the ball right now. TBD says, I'm telling you, the Rams will lose the next 4 out of 5. I took the Cards and the points. Stafford will throw 2 picks today. All right, TD, we'll see if
Okay.
you're hating, or TB, see if your hating ways work for you, as after that Blake Corum run, he is still in the backfield behind Stafford. Stafford's still under center. Looks like he's going to hand off again to Blake Corum. Makes a man miss. Gets a first down and much more down to the 10-yard line, pushing a pile down into the 10-yard line. Going to be about the 8-yard line for the Rams. 1st and goal.
Yeah, good running here early on from the Rams. This is what I wanted to see. Get the run game going. I talked about it. Get the O-line going. Because you have Budda Baker out there, who's kind of their version of Quentin Lake, a guy who can do everything out there, but he's not necessarily the best against the run. That's how you can kind of take him out of this game. I talked about him a lot in my video yesterday about a guy you really got to keep an eye on this defensive side of the ball. And so far, the Rams have kind of taken him out of this game plan so far. I wouldn't be surprised if a pass play is coming here on 1st and goal.
Yeah, play action on 1st and goal here. Stafford goes to the back of the end zone. Davante Adams is there, but he is out of bounds. Makes the catch, just not even 1 foot gets in bounds there. A little too high from Stafford. Going to be 2nd and goal here for the Rams. By the way, speaking on Davante Adams, if I could just get, I don't know, maybe 5 touchdowns from Davante Adams, that'd be nice, as my fantasy team is absolutely cooked in the first week of the playoffs. Yes, the playoffs are starting early. We got to fix that next year. But early playoff really hurts me. We are losing. I'm the 1 seed against the 8 seed, and my team is cooked. We're done unless Davante Adams goes off for at least 3 touchdowns. That could be possible.
Okay, well, I do have some good news for chat. I have no Cardinals players in fantasy, so we don't need any Cardinals to go.
Finally.
Go off today.
Stafford teasing me here. He goes ahead and throws a nice fade route to Davante and just overthrows it again. Stafford just not on a point right now with these red zone targets. To be fair, a lot of runs on this first drive, so he's not really been throwing the football too much. He probably would have been a little more warmed up if we threw the ball on this drive a little more. But it's going to be 3rd and goal here. The Rams still looking pretty solid. Even on that play, Davante Adams was wide open. Just a little bit of an overthrow from Stafford. Stafford drops back the pass. This time looks opposite of Davante Adams. Throws it in the turf. Looking for Kobe Parkinson. So ultimately Stafford, as much as the run game looked really good on that drive, Stafford didn't look too great.
No.
Didn't throw the ball too much. And then in that red zone, just not really on point. Harrison Mevis, the thicker kicker, out to kick a field goal here. 4th and goal. He's 2 for 2 so far this season in his career with a long of 52 yards. It's a 26-yard attempt for the thicker kicker. Rams down 7-0, 7:43 in this first quarter. Harrison Mevis can make it a 4-point game. Kick is up. The kick is right down the middle, maybe off to the right a little bit, if I'm being honest. 7-3 is your score.
I mean, you had to score. You had to do something.
Go ahead.
It was worth it. TBD told you Stafford is horrible. It's the first drive of the game. Let's not overreact. With the roof open today, I believe, might I add, in Arizona. I saw that on Twitter that analyst was saying the roof would be open, be a nice 70 degrees. So we'll see if that is the case once they come back from the commercial break. I'm finally seeing this field goal. That is looking a lot better than Cardi. But now that we have a commercial break, there were some big games that happened today throughout the NFL, Josh, that we can get into a little bit. The Dolphins absolutely demolished the Jets 34-10. The Dolphins might be a little bit too late in terms of their winning streak there. We have Bears-Packers happening right now. NFC North showdown 0-0. We'll be score watching that one. The Seahawks, our rivals, absolutely crushing the Falcons, helping out our draft pick 37-9. JSN giving me a nice fantasy game there. The Bills came back to beat the Bengals. I was watching that a little earlier, Josh. That was a great game, wasn't it?
That's some great. I mean, look, we know how great Stafford is, but that was some great quarterback play. I mean, again, from the top, maybe top two out of the top 3 quarterbacks in the league, most would say. I mean, Burrow was throwing some footballs where I was just like, yeah, you can't even guard that. And then Josh Allen just with his legs, that was an incredible ending to that game. Yeah, for sure.
It was. Bengals probably most likely done in that division. The Titans beat the Browns. Cam Moore looked good. Shador, 60-yard touchdown pass. I don't know if you saw that, but that was a great play.
Yeah, I did see that. Great throw from Shador. And hey, look, Shador is not going to be perfect. He's still not going to be the greatest quarterback ever. He's getting his opportunity here, though. And he doesn't look like a 5th-round quarterback, to be fair to him. He looks better than that. So shout out to Shador, man. I'm always rooting for Shador, and that was a great throw, great catch, and great job from Jerry Jeudy to hold on to the football this time
Yeah.
around and not lose it. So great touchdown pass there.
Also, the Vikings destroying the Commanders 31-0. JJ McCarthy actually looks like an NFL quarterback for the first time in his career for a whole game. So congrats to him. Looks pretty good. The Saints upset the Bucks 24-20. I believe the Panthers now move into first place because of that loss, actually.
Yeah, no, it's craziness right now with all the playoff races on both sides, AFC and NFC. It's really just like some teams you didn't expect to be this close are in it. Some people you didn't expect to be out are out. It's a very wild season this year, very competitive season.
It is. Colts get crushed by the Jaguars 36-19. Daniel Jones, I don't know if you saw, does have an Achilles injury. Hopefully it's not what we think it is. And the Steelers get a huge win versus the Ravens. I was kind of split screening those two games earlier. Steelers take the lead in the AFC North. Yeah, some big games happening all throughout the NFL. And obviously tonight's game, Texans-Chiefs. If the Chiefs lose that game, they're probably eliminated due to playoff tiebreakers.
Yeah, it's like I said, very intriguing race so far in the season this year. So we'll wait and see how these games shake up. Definitely want to check out how the standings are going to shake out after this week is completely done and we see what the odds really are for a lot of these football teams. As we had TBD telling you Rams will lose next 4-5. We said that earlier. The Rams Don says, why stop running? I do think change of pace, throw the football is fine, but yeah, it's tough to throw the ball 3 straight times. You can't really. On third and goal, but kind of long, you don't want to run. Second down, I mean, that was a touchdown if Stafford was on point. And then that first one, you're throwing off the pace a little bit, trying to catch the defense off guard. Again, almost a touchdown as well. So can't really argue with it too much, but yeah, it's frustrating when the running game was running so well so far. TBD hating says Stafford is old and interception prone. Everything reverts to the norm. Don't agree with that. TV Jacob says Stefanski needs to be fired. Talking about Cleveland, yeah, definitely. I don't like the way he's handled the Shador Sanders situation. Regardless of how you feel about Shador, that's ridiculous the way they're handling that situation time after time. As right now, Jacoby Brissett 2nd and 8 here for the Arizona Cardinals. Ball at the 21-yard line in their own territory. Does get the ball to a running back out of the backfield and gets the first down. Omar Spates was chasing Bam Knights as he caught the ball for a nice 7-yard gain. By the way, NFL ranks since week 6. Check this out. Jacoby Brissett, first in passing yards, first in completions, and first in attempts. Jacoby Brissett, since week 6, has quite literally been the best quarterback in the NFL. That is why we were saying you can't really sleep on this team because he's a good pocket passing quarterback.
Yeah, he is. He is. That's what he's always been, even back to his days on the Patriots a long, long time ago, backing up Tom Brady. He's always been a nice little bridge quarterback. I said in my video, he's actually given the Cardinals the best quarterback play since Kyler Murray in 2021. So definitely quite interesting as to why they kind of stuck with Kyler Murray for so long. So definitely quite interesting there.
Yeah, 100% there. I mean, if I was Arizona, I would have traded him last year probably. I just think it's very clear they're not going to win anything with him. I'm not saying that Jacoby Brissett's your answer, but you need to get some kind of value out of Kyler Murray as they may not be able to get any. As Jared Verse is being held, no flag on the play, of course, but Jacoby Brissett able to run out to his right. Camera pans to Jared Verse. He's nodding his head yes, like as in they can't block me. They got to hold me. And he does not get the call, but he does put a lot of pressure on Jacoby Brissett. Braden Fisk nearly gets the sack. Brissett able to get out of it and throw the ball out of bounds. 2nd and 15 after the first down penalty for Arizona.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, nothing there. And by the way, the Cardinals are without pretty much their top 3 running backs. No Trey Benson. James Conner out for the season, obviously happened a few weeks back. And no Amari DiMercado either. So Bam Knight and Michael Carter, pretty sure they're only 2 active running backs on their roster.
And they're making,
so again, no reason why these running backs should be able to piece up your defense.
Not at all. They're making things happen, which is not what you want to see from this Rams defense. Right now, the tackling not really there 100% for the Rams either. A gain of 2 or 3 on a quick pass out to the right, but the Rams got to make a tackle. Could have been a loss of 2 instead of gain of 2. So 3rd and 12. Gain of 3, actually. So 5:21 to go. Rams down 7-3 here early in the first quarter. Jacoby Brissett, 3rd and 12. You have to get a stop here. You can't let him keep the momentum going. Jacoby Brissett in the shotgun, drops back to pass. Pressure in his face. Incomplete pass to Trey McBride as Jacoby Brissett was laid out. Looked like by a defensive back on the interior blitz. Maybe it was just Byron Young being super fast because that's how fast he came in. Was not a safety. It was Byron Young rushing his way over the middle, makes his way from the outside, bounces it inside, and just lays a great clean hit on Jacoby Brissett. Incomplete pass. Punting unit out for the Cardinals.
Oh yeah, that's an amazing hit. I talked about that. That was the point of my video yesterday as to how they can really slow down Jacoby Brissett. So that's really what they've needed to do, and it's worked so well so far early on here in this one. When they pressure Brissett, it doesn't have enough time to throw, so definitely very important. As Manuel saying, let's go defense. Yes, I agree. The defense in this one super necessary in order for the Rams to come back from this mini deficit right now. Almost blocked the punt there, though.
Yeah, almost did. The punt received by Xavier Smith gets a nice little return there. Nothing too crazy. The Rams will get the football back here after the punt. Jesse Gaines says, let's go Arizona. Interesting there. We're getting a lot of haters in our Rams Digest
channel. Well, they also could be Cardinal fans.
If you're a Rams fan, let's let them know this is whose house this is. You can't let them take over here on the Rams Digest channel chat. So make sure you guys let them know whose house this is. Rams house. Manuel says, let's go defense. Agent zeroed in for that hit on the quarterback. Yep, 100% there. Great tackle, great rush from Byron Young. St. Louis Rams fan says, come on, LA. We need a TD here. Agree with you there. And TBD says, can't remember the last time Rams blocked a punt.
Yeah, I can't either.
And then Flying Ryan says, Nacua Matata.
Shane saying Rams house. Thank you, Shane. Thank you, Shane. And if you want us to stay at Rams house, like and subscribe. We're on the road to 5,000 subscribers, just over 100 away. So let's hit that sub button, everyone, right now who's not already subscribed.
Let's make that happen. 7-7 game out. Raiders versus the Denver Broncos. So interesting there. Brock Bowers touchdown for the Raiders. Geno Smith throw to Brock Bowers. Any other games?
That'd be pretty funny if the Broncos lose to the Raiders. Games. Would be quite funny if the Broncos lose to the Raiders. Floyd saying, I'd like to see the Rams run the football a little more like they did in the first series. Yeah, I would. At the same time, Stafford does need to get those passes better. TBD saying Stafford is due for an interception and 1 1/4. All right, TBD, are we going to have to give you Carlos treatment? The CB is saying, we are LA, let's go. Yes, we are, let's go. Floyd, I'd rather see Corm get more of the workload today as well. Yeah, for sure. For sure, Manuel saying we had a playoff game last year to prove that it's our house. Yeah, that is true. We destroyed the Vikings in that house.
Always respect
Jesse saying 49ers house. Are you a Niners fan or a Cardinals fan? I'm very confused.
All right, here we go. Stafford under center. Rams down 7-3 early. 4:55 to go in this first quarter. Blake Corum does get the handoff outside. He gets stuffed for a no gain here. Going to be 2nd and 10 for the Rams. And so there you have it. You know, a lot of people begging the Rams to run the football, but you got to pick and choose your timing, I think. And sometimes it feels like the Rams are kind of just one step behind with those calls, right? You're running super well. You decide to throw at weird times. And then now come back out. You want to run the football. You immediately on first down, get stuffed. Now you're behind the sticks. 2nd and 10 here. 7-3 game. 4:21 to go. In the first quarter, Stafford in the shotgun. Looks like Blake Corum to his right. Actually, Kyren Williams to his right. Stafford over the middle of the field. Caught by Puka Nacua. Incredible catch with a defender right all over him. Nacua Matata, someone said in the chat earlier. Puka Nacua, incredible catch on 2nd and 10. Great throw, great catch.
I'm about to see this play right here. Unfortunately, a little behind still. My antenna decided not to work today for Fox. So every other channel on there is working, and then Fox decides to not have signal. But yeah, I'm seeing this right now. Stafford with time to throw. Yeah, that's a great catch from Puka. Very surprised Buda Baker not on him. My guess was that they were going to rotate Buda Baker between Adams and Nacua, that he wasn't going to stay on the same guy. And I think this play is an example of that he was off of Puka, so they were able to try the deep ball to him. Then they were able to get it.
And on the next play here, 1st and 10, Puka Nacua finds a wide open space against the zone defense. Huge catch for another Rams first down, but this one gets you down to about the 26-yard line. Puka Nacua, huge catch and run for the Rams. It's going to be 1st and 10. The Rams approaching the red zone in Arizona territory. Stafford now under center. Kyren Williams in the backfield, I believe. No, it looks like Blake Corum. Blake Corum bounces it out to the left. Pass into the red zone and a little bit further. It's going to be a 2nd and short here for the Rams.
Like to see that. They're still showing this Nacua replay on my screen here. And Frederick saying hello from Dallas, Texas. Love you all. Thank you, Frederick. Oh, yeah, nice first down run there from Corum.
2:15 to go. Rams down by 4. Stafford hands off to Blake Corum again, who bounces out to the left. Sprinting to the sideline. Nearly going to make a dive at the end zone. Doesn't. Gets pushed out of bounds first, but Blake Corum is running with his head on fire today. Absolutely incredible runs. Just him making a play here. Bounces out wide left. Gets a huge gain for a first down. The Rams will be within the 3-yard line now. 1st and goal here for the Rams.
This is a must-score touchdown. He can't go back-to-back times inside the 10 and be kicking field goals.
Corum still in the football game in the backfield. 1:41 to go in this first quarter. Rams down 7-3. Stafford under center. Brings its tight end in motion. Now Puka Nacua in motion. They hand off to Corum. Corum goes up the middle and an easy touchdown. Los Angeles Rams up 10-7 after an extra point. Let's not get too excited there. Huge touchdown for Blake Corum. Just again, running like an absolute maniac out there. The Rams say, here you go. Take it again, sir, and take us home. And Blake Corum says, I will do that easily. Almost untouched for a touchdown.
Let's see. About to see the play here. Oh, yeah. That was an easy run in for the touchdown. Rams taking the lead. TBD, Stafford fumble. I don't think it's possible for him to fumble on this drive. TBD saying rats. TBD is very invested in this. I mean, he has the parlay, so I have to respect it. He's trying to make his parlay come true.
Fair enough there.
Floyd saying, how do you like him now, TBD? Jesse, I'm not reading that. TD saying, Broncos just ran a punt return for a TD.
Wow.
Ooh, might need to look at that.
Actually,
solid running there from Corum. Kyren not really doing anything so far in this game.
Yeah, lucky enough, in one of my fantasy leagues, I actually started Blake Corum out of necessity with a lot of my running backs out on bye. So shout out to me for that call. Blake Corum already up to 10 points in fantasy. But yeah, man, overall, that was a great drive from the Rams. Again, running the football over and over and over again pretty much on that drive. But don't forget that Puka Nacua had the 2 huge catches on that drive as well. So Stafford and Puka seem to be having the connection today. And that's the beauty of having Puka and Davante Adams on your team, whether it's Davante really killing you in the red zone or Puka Nacua killing you over the middle of the field. The Rams just can kill you in so many different ways. And you see there, to finish that drive, your backup running back, Blake Corum, shows he has some juice as well. So overall, Rams off to a pretty solid start. 10-7. You want to see the defense continue to slow some things down here for the Arizona Cardinals and their offense.
Yeah, you do. You do. Got to slow down this offense. Last drive was a lot better than the first drive, obviously. Manuel saying Kyren's still dealing with the ankle. Yeah, probably a little bit. Probably a little bit for sure. And speaking of fantasy, Josh, I actually had to start Tony Pollard today out of necessity. He got me like 35. So you never know. Maybe Blake Corum has a game like that. CB saying let the runners get it in and go Rams. Yeah, if the running game's working, I say don't avoid it whatsoever. Keep on doing it. Manuel saying I'm recovering from my kids getting me sick. Well, Manuel, we hope you feel better soon, and we hope you're enjoying the stream, and the stream is helping you feel better.
Yeah, definitely. Shout out to Manuel. Hope you're feeling okay.
I hope
Yeah,
your
it's one
kids
of those
aren't
things,
sick
man. Being
anymore
around
either.
kids, they will get you sick. It's like almost a guarantee.
Yes.
Especially around this time of year.
Yes. Dave with the Ram sign. Appreciate it, Dave. Trying to see if I can find that touchdown video, that punt return video. About 14-7, Broncos, Raiders, Packers, Bears, 0-0. Looks like a very defensive game here early on there as well.
Kick is up, and it's going to be returned here from Arizona after bouncing into the end zone. Oh, the returner slips and falls. He's going to be behind the 20, about the 18, 19-yard line. So solid return defense, if you will. I know the return man slipped, but not the greatest of field positions for the Arizona Cardinals at the 18, 19-yard line here. Rams up 10-7. Under a minute and a half to go here in this first quarter. Jacoby Brissett had a nice first drive. Since then, hasn't really looked too hot. Jacoby Brissett under center. Sends a tight end in motion, cross the formation, fakes the handoff. Puka Nacua rushing, makes him step up into the pocket. Now, Jacoby Brissett looks to run, and he actually does get a nice gain of about 5 yards on the play. Not the most mobile of quarterbacks, but he was able to bounce around in the pocket and get a gain of about 5 yards. Going to be 4-yard gain. 2nd and 6 here for Arizona.
I can't believe they just let Jacoby Brissett get 5 yards. That was not on my bingo card at all throughout this entire game.
Just a great job of Jacoby staying alive there to get the gain of 4. Jacoby Brissett under shotgun sends Michael Wilson in motion. Hands off to the running back. Not sure exactly which one it is, whether it's Michael, what's his name?
Carter.
Michael Carter or Bam Knight. Might be Michael Carter. There was a flag on the play. Arizona doesn't look too happy about it. Holding on the offense. So this one's coming back. Going to be 2nd down again for Arizona, but this time a little further back.
All right, we do have Jacob in chat, who said, after being a Falcons fan for 44 years, I'm 48 going on 49, and as of last year when Atlanta fell to Washington to clinch the wild card, we could rise to the occasion, so I literally said I'm done. No more, and I decided on the Rams during the 2024 season.
Nice.
It would make a very wise choice. They're like the Bulldogs. They just bully you and run you over when they know how to play a game of football. Yeah, I can see that. First off, welcome to the Ramley. Thank you for joining. And also, congrats to the Bulldogs, SEC champions. This year look to contend for a national championship there in college football.
Brissett drops back to pass again, decides to tuck and run and gains a solid, I would say about 8 on the play. So, like you said, you're not really expecting Jacoby Brissett to run the football too much. The Rams not expecting it either. He gains a nice little 8 yards or so, but it's still going to be 3rd and 8, very deep in Arizona's own territory. So we'll see if they can get a first down here, but we're going to have to see that top of the second quarter as the end of the first quarter ends. Rams 10, Cardinals 7. Shout out to Jacob, though. Yes, shout out to you. Welcome to the Ramily. And, you know, it's always a tough thing to watch your team lose and lose and lose and just not really have hope for them to succeed. The one thing about Atlanta, I will say, is once you fire the coaching staff and get a whole new team in there, you got a solid squad. I just don't know if Michael Penix is it. Kirk Cousins obviously isn't it. That was a bad decision. We knew that at the time. But Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts, Drake London, you like that trio of young talent. You do. But it's just not really coming through fruition out there in Atlanta. And I was very frustrated watching that game. Can you tell me how the Seattle Seahawks score 37 points and they get Kenneth Walker 3 fantasy points?
Kenneth Walker, I drafted the Kenneth Walker last year in fantasy pretty highly because I thought he was pretty good. Was not good for me, Kenneth Walker. Aaron Jones, for those who don't know, was on my never draft list. He cost me that fantasy championship in 2020 because the Packers didn't give him the ball enough that week. So ever since then, I've stopped drafting Aaron Jones in fantasy. And after last year, I was like, I'm not drafting Kenneth Walker anymore either.
How
Because
do
he just
you
doesn't do
how do they
enough.
physically move the football though? It's not Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker combined for 10 fantasy points or less. And then
JSN, baby.
JSN had under 100 yards, I think. Like, how
He
are
had
they
2
moving the
touchdowns for me. I
football?
have JSN. He got me 28 because he had 2 touchdowns.
How are they moving the football down the field? Who are they throwing to? I don't understand.
I'll check the box score right now. I'm looking at the box score. Let's see. How did they move the ball? Sam Darnold threw 3 touchdowns. JSN and Cooper Kupp had 2 touchdowns. Let's see if they had any defensive touchdowns, as you know they like to. Rashid Shaheed had a 100-yard kickoff return touchdown.
That makes sense.
Cooper Kupp, JSN, and then they had a couple field goals.
Manuel says number 70 for the Cardinals is a big one. Yeah, they got some big offensive line.
Yeah, it's Paris Johnson. Paris Johnson's pretty good. He's kind of really their only O-lineman you got to worry about. Looking at some other players I have down here to watch. Some obvious ones. Trey McBride, obviously. Paris Johnson. Josh Sweat, former Eagle, number 10 on the Cardinals. Quite good on the D-line. Buda Baker, obviously. And what's kind of cool, I know he's not in his prime. For those who don't know, Calais Campbell is back on the Cardinals. Just thought that's kind of cool. So I was like, you know what? Hopefully he at least has an okay game. Because I think it's cool when players like that go back to the team that they started with. Calais Campbell.
Yeah.
Calais Campbell, by the way, over 115 sacks. When I looked at his page last night, did not know that.
Great player. He's played so long in the NFL.
Yeah.
As Jacoby Brissett on 3rd and 5 says, you know what? Here you go, Michael Wilson. Quick first down. Easy money for the Cardinals. So starting off this second quarter, not great for the Rams. So simple. Ahkello Witherspoon in coverage, press coverage, mind you, just doesn't get his hands on Michael Wilson at all off the release. And just an easy slant and release and just nearly breaks off the shoelace tackle for honestly, could have been a huge gain, maybe even a touchdown. But the shoelace tackle does save that. The Cardinals already up to the 46-yard line. Jacoby Brissett under center, 1st and 10, 14-15 to go in the second quarter. Bam Knights, maybe it is, on the running. I really don't know who these running backs are, to be honest with you. Either way, it is Michael Carter this time. He only gains 2, 2nd and 8 now for the Rams, as Dave Machado with the horns up emojis.
We appreciate it. We appreciate it. CB is saying, what's everyone eating, man? Well, looking like a great meal. Chili cheese dogs with Frito chili cheese chips. Yeah, that's a game day meal right there.
I thought you were feeling sick, Manuel. That's a great meal for being at home sick. Shout out to you, Manuel.
I know.
Jealous of that one. As Jacoby Brissett now, under center, fakes the handoff. I mean, Jared Verse is putting some pressure there, but Michael Wilson says, you cannot guard me, and makes an incredible catch. Just the coverage was there. Coverage was there. Jared Verse, that's kind of being held, in my opinion. Doesn't happen. And Michael Wilson with the catch with Ahkello Witherspoon, full 2-arm hugging him at the same time. 3 targets so far, 3 receptions, 56 yards for Michael Wilson. In a game without Marvin Harrison Jr., he will be their number 1.
Yeah, Michael Wilson's a nice little player. Yeah, that's a great catch there, man. Well, in chat, also saying tequila. I don't know if you're sick anymore, man. Hey, maybe the tequila, helps with, cleansing bacteria. I don't know. But
for sure.
Hey, that could help there. Yeah, that's a great play from Michael Wilson. Michael Wilson's kind of having a really underrated season.
Yeah, no, he's a really good player. I really liked him coming out of college, and obviously found his home in Arizona. The passing game not great in Arizona with Kyler Murray wanting to use his legs more often than not. So he's kind of flown under the radar, but great receiver who's kind of emerging a little bit here in this Cardinals offense with Jacoby Brissett at the helm. Here, 2nd and 6. They are in Rams territory at the 35-yard line. Jacoby Brissett in the shotgun with nobody in the backfield. Snaps the ball. Blitz coming off the edge. He does throw a quick pass to Trey McBride, and Trey McBride is absolutely drilled by Omar Speights. Huge hit. And Trey McBride is shrugging his shoulders, laughing at Omar Speights, but that was a huge hit on the star tight end for Arizona. Catch and just absolutely drilled at the catch point.
Oh, we have a donation from Carl Johnson, $1.99. Thank you so much, Carl. We really appreciate it. As always, there's never any pressure to donate. But thank you so much, Carl. We really appreciate it.
Really do appreciate you, Carl. Thank you again so much. You can always type a message if you want to shout anyone out or ask us a question or anything. We answer everybody pretty much, but we'll definitely answer
Yes,
you if
yes,
you
we try
donate.
to.
So appreciate you, Carl. As again, pretty easy for this Rams defense right now. They're just not getting stops. Michael Wilson again. Nice quick catch on another slant route, and he gets another first down. Passing yards in this game, 127 so far in this first half for the Arizona Cardinals passing attack, while there's just 56 yards on offense.
We got another Carl Johnson donation for another $1.99. Thank you, Carl. Again, we really appreciate it.
I'll give you some more love right now, Carl. In a second, 1st and 10 here. Drop back to pass. Jacoby Brissett running to his right. Finds a wide open receiver. Brooks, 86 for the Cardinals. Absolutely wide open. Nobody around him. As the Cardinals now are threatening to score in the red zone. Not really sure. Miscommunication on defense. Great catch for a first down. Yes, Carl Johnson, again, appreciate you. Just let us know in the chat. You don't have to donate again. Ask us a question, whatever you want, if you want to say anything. But if not, you just want to donate, appreciate you, Carl. Thank you so much for your support. It's very appreciated. Josh and I never expect donations, but appreciate you guys when you do those, obviously.
Carl saying, any idea why we're getting Green Bay Chicago instead of our LA Rams? I don't know. That could be why I am on. My antenna was just showing a black screen when I go to Fox. CBS was working perfectly on there, but for cable, which I'm on now, I am seeing the Rams Cardinals game in the greater LA area. Carl, so I have been seeing some other people in chat saying that. I don't know why that is.
I was gonna say they before the game started, they were saying it was gonna be Packers. So I was a little concerned they weren't going to show the game. My antenna was kind of bugging out, fixed it, and all of a sudden it's the Rams game for me. So let me know where you are, where you're watching this game, at least general city, whether it's East LA, South LA, North. Let me know what part of LA you are, and that way maybe we can think about what area they're showing the game and where they're not. As Jacoby Brissett on 2nd and 10, avoiding the sack, throws to his receiver across the middle of the field. He asks for a flag, doesn't get it. Jacoby Brissett questioning why there wasn't a flag there. Nate Landman looked like he was in coverage. 3rd and 10, 9:19 to go in this second quarter. 10-7. Rams are up in this football game. If you guys can't watch the game on TV for whatever reason, do us a favor, join the chat, join the channel, watch us stream for you so we can get you those Rams updates.
Yes.
Jacoby Brissett in the shotgun, drops back to pass, pressure in his face, pump fakes, then gets sacked. Big boy up the middle, Kobe Turner says, give me that. Jacoby Brissett just looking, no one downfield, pump fakes, turns around, and just a fear in his eyes to see the big body of Kobe Turner unblocked. And the coverage was incredible on this play. And the Rams get to Jacoby Brissett. So a field goal pending here could tie the football game 10-10. It's going to be a 38-yard attempt from the Arizona Cardinals kicker, Chad Ryland. Kick is up. The kick is off to the right, but it is barely inside of those uprights. 10-10 football game, 8:34 to go in this second quarter. The Rams will get the football back.
Manuel saying, there we go, defense. I agree. I did see Manuel also said at least next year the Rams need to get at least one cover linebacker. I agree. I actually talked about that in my video yesterday. That's something we really don't have because to cover Trey McBride, I was mentioning that. TBD was hoping for an Arizona touchdown. Did not happen. Jesus saying Niners gave the blueprint on how to beat the Rams. I don't know about that. The Dang is saying Niners fans saying hi. Well, hello. You can say hi. Shane is saying Salt Lake City, Green Bay Bears. Yeah, Salt Lake City, I can understand why they're giving you Green Bay Bears. Mace Wynn is saying, quite sure we stomped you guys in our last meeting talking about the Niners. I do agree. Floyd saying just because the Rams are playing doesn't mean the game guaranteed to air in LA. Depends on coverage map for the week. Network picks which games are in which local markets. Yeah, that is true. However, if you're in the greater LA area, you should be getting your hometown team.
Yeah, no, 100%. 100%.
So I don't know if they picked a different coverage map. I get the Packers-Bears game is a huge game. I get that. But when you're in LA, you should be having the hometown team. Just like if you're in any city, like if you're in a suburb of Baltimore, let's say, you should be getting the Ravens Steelers game from earlier on CBS as well. So I don't really know why they stopped doing that, as the Packers Bears game still 0-0. Checking in on that one. As I said, we're going to be score watching that one because it's an important game as well for us, with the Bears being ahead of us in the conference. So if we win, we are rooting for the Packers to beat the Bears, so then we can get the #1 seed back.
Yeah, never want to root for the Packers, but I guess we'll root for them today versus Chicago Bears. Very winnable game for Green Bay, by the way. The Bears,
Yes.
obviously good record, but I don't know. Don't really trust that team overall.
I trust that
as a
defense, I'll
unit,
tell you that.
but they're playing well. They're playing well. Salt Lake City getting Green Bay Bears, and then in Carl Johnson in San Diego getting Green Bay Bears. So obviously it's probably more of a
Yeah, so that
bigger
makes
national game than this LA versus Arizona game. I think that's probably the logic. But even if you're in LA, like Floyd said, you could not be getting the game. So just curious where people are watching the game from. If you are in LA not getting Rams Cardinals, let me know. Curious to see that for sure. Jesus says, Cards looking like the Niners. Run the ball and do short seam passes and screens. Sure, I could see that. And I think that's kind of always been the argument for like Brock Purdy, right? Not really being the, no offense, but not really being the greatest quarterback. It's almost like a system around him, right? Jacoby Brissett, same thing. Like he's never been a quarterback who's just going to be able to let it fly to win you football games. But if you put him in a good system and you run some smart plays, seams, running the football well, and he could succeed. So I can see why they are similar. Again, Brock Purdy's obviously a better quarterback than Jacoby Brissett, but they're game management type of quarterbacks where you put a good system around them, they will succeed, of course. CB says D gave but didn't break. So bend but didn't break. Let's go offense. Rams get in the flow now. Keep ball for a while. Run and let D rest. Yeah, definitely got to run some clock out in this second quarter. Just kind of hold on to the football. But the Rams offense, they've been scoring really fast as of late this season. So definitely want to make sure you see them slow the football down here. Run the ball often here on this drive, hopefully.
Yes. We have FN Music in chat saying, "How you guys liking the game so far? I told you it would be close. You guys were underestimating it. You never underestimate a divisional game. It was just because the Cardinals are so injured coming into today. My score pick, for those of you who missed my video yesterday, was 30-20 Rams. Josh, what did you have?
I said 35-17 Rams, and I think I can see a close game here, but I do think the Rams will pull away. Like you said, the point being injuries. I'm not disrespecting the Cardinals by any means. Of course, this offense looks better than kind of we expected, but the injuries is kind of what catches up to you in the long run, right? These guys who don't play often are now having to play full games, and I think that should catch up to the Cardinals in this football game, unfortunately, because they're playing well so far. But the Rams defense stepping up a little bit in the last couple drives, so that looks good. The offense needs to continue to put their foot on the gas, as right now Stafford under center, 2nd and 1 here. Would be an interesting time to maybe take a shot downfield. Wouldn't be surprised if they run it, and they do run the football with Kyren Williams, who makes a man miss, goes down the field to the 40, to the 45-yard line, maybe just short. Going to be the 46-yard line for Kyren Williams in Arizona territory. There is a flag on the play. Usually when you see a big hole like that and a bounce up for Kyren, there could be an offensive holding. We'll wait and see, but otherwise, great run from Kyren Williams, waiting on the call here. 7:38 to go in the second quarter. 10-10 football game.
Yeah, that's a good run there from Kyren, getting into Cardinals territory, getting already into field goal range here for the Rams. Gil saying there's usually a lag on play-by-play streams, but your channel is dead on. Yeah, shout out Josh for getting his antenna to work. My antenna for Fox was literally working yesterday for college football, and then today decided to not have any signal. So I'm back on cable, unfortunately a little bit behind.
My antenna has been a huge savior for me this year, for sure. Get these games for free. Love that the Rams are showing the local games all the time. As Terrence Ferguson, the rookie, gets called for the hold. Not even in the play, really. Come on, that's a rookie mistake right there from a rookie. It had nothing to do with Kyren Williams gaining that going deep for that rush. But overall, he does end up causing the play to be called back. So it's going to be first down. They're saying 1st and 10. That may not be the case. So we'll wait and see where this ball is spotted after the penalty. But ugly penalty from the rookie. That's been an issue for him, right? Why he can't get on the field consistently. He can't really block consistently.
Yeah.
So that's definitely an issue for him. It's going to be 2nd down. The official now comes back and says. So 2nd and 3 for the Rams. Not sure how the hold, I guess the hold was after the run, so they're taking it back from the yardage, not really sure. But 2nd and 3 here. The Rams essentially only lose a big run from Kyren, but you end up only losing 2 yards to come back on 2nd and 3 instead of 2nd and 1. So Stafford in the shotgun, now back in his own territory, throws a quick pass outright to Puka Nacua, who makes a nice catch and turn for a run past the 50-yard line, going to be in Cardinals territory, 47-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Rams.
Yeah, they're looking good. The Stafford-Puka connection looking good. Devontae, not really as much here, though, so far. We'd like to see Devontae get a bit more involved in the offense here.
TBD saying something that's going to rub Joshua Finehirsh the wrong way. He says Ferguson's a bust. I know, Josh, you like Terrence Ferguson. I like him too. And I'll say, not far from a bust. You got to give him some time as Stafford fakes the run here, throws out to Jordan Whittington, who makes a nice catch, takes the hit for a gain of 5. And Terrence Ferguson, you can't call him a bust. If you're national media-wise, sure, maybe they don't acknowledge or see some of the plays he's made this year, but some of his catches have been pretty incredible as Christian Watson for the Packers gets a touchdown to put the Packers up 7-0 in that football game, 9:19 to go in the 2nd quarter.
Passing touchdown?
Passing touchdown, Christian Watson.
Yes. My league's a 2-quarterback fantasy league. I got Jordan Love and Matthew Stafford as my QBs. So shout out Jordan Love for that one too.
Had Christian Watson in fantasy, traded him away. That's kind of how the dice rolls all of the time. He's looking really good for the Green Bay Packers. As Stafford drops back to pass, finally finds Davante Adams for his first catch in this football game. Going to be a 1st down. This ref's kind of giving him a close call here. Should be a 1st down, Rams.
Nice to see Davante getting involved in the offense here. Rams, with around 6 minutes left, hopefully get a touchdown here and stop the Cardinals, get the ball back. Because they do get the ball to start the 2nd half as well.
TBD says, I can feel a Stafford INT coming. If you call this, I don't know what to tell you. I'll definitely give you some credit if you call a Stafford touchdown, interception. Here we go. By the way, Seattle improved to 10-3 today, so the Rams do have it's a huge game for the Rams to win. Kyren Williams does catch the ball on 1st and 10, gains about 5 on the play. But we're looking at the NFC West standings now. Seattle Seahawks, as of this current moment, are actually the 1st place team, right, in the NFC West because they have 10 wins and 3 losses. The Rams, 9 wins, 3 losses. So a loss here for the Rams would be detrimental to not only their number 1 seed hopes, but their number 1 in the NFC West hopes. So definitely don't want to see a loss in division here to Arizona. Huge game for the Rams.
It is. And also the Niners creeping at 9-4. Obviously the Rams do, I believe, excuse me, there regardless hold the tiebreaker over the Niners as of right now. But still, if you start losing some games here, you fall into the mix of those Packers, that Packers tier, that Niners tier, you know, those teams like that where you're kind of fighting for a playoff spot down to the end of the season, which you really don't want to do because the Lions, with the huge win this Thursday, keep themselves in the playoff and NFC North race. So that game coming up next week, a huge game for the NFC playoff standings as well.
Yep, 100% there. Going to be a huge game as we look at Stafford. 1st and 10, ball at the 24-yard line. Stafford drops back to pass, looks over the middle of the field. Nice catch by Puka. He tries to fight for more yards. Ends up at about the 4-yard line, maybe the 3. Great catch for Puka. Looks like a Puka Nacua game today as opposed to Davante Adams, what we've been seeing as of late. Puka looks like he's back. Incredible catch. Almost a one-handed catch, it seemed like. Ball came in really hot there. 1st and goal. Excuse me.
Before we get to that, though, Manuel donated $1.99 as well. Like this video if you're a Rams fan in this stream. Thank you again, Manuel. You've been donating a lot this year, so thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Really, really appreciate your support, Manuel. Even just being in the chat every single day. Coming, even when you're sick, you're saying into the chat to watch us stream. Coming straight from church to watch the stream. We appreciate your efforts, comments on the videos. Obviously, we know you're liking the videos as well. Appreciate you, Manuel, for the donation. Thank you for your support. As Kyren Williams runs the football up the middle. He's going to get a nice gain of a couple of yards here, but still going to be short of the goal line. So, 2nd and goal here for the Rams. Stafford under center. Puka Nacua, the only receiver out there, as there's a lot of tight ends on the field. Kyren Williams runs up the middle. He's nearly untouched for a Rams rushing touchdown. First is Blake Corum. Now Kyren Williams says, "My turn, please." 16-10 for the Rams. Touchdown. Kyren Williams.
We like that. The 13 personnel coming back. I talked about that in my video. Have that written down as a key to the game. Bring back the 13 personnel is working so well, especially a defense like the Cardinals, which is not that elite. And it works right here. Kyren, pretty much just walks right in for the touchdown, take the lead, and that roof is open, like I mentioned. So, interesting game for these Cardinals players. Probably not actually used to playing with the roof open all that much there in Arizona. So, definitely quite interesting. A little interesting wrinkle as Kyren walks in and gives the Rams the lead.
Alaric Jackson, by the way, on that touchdown with a spike after for the celebration. Kyren hands him the ball and his big offensive lineman the ball and says, "Here you go, you spike it for me." Manuel says, "Read up the chat where I said it was going to be Kyren Williams touchdown coming." Let's see. I'm scrolling up here. We may have missed it. Shout out to you, Manuel, if you called it. Puna Ford. I see your Puna Ford one. Let me know if you see that, Josh.
I'm looking. I don't necessarily see it. I'm sorry, Manuel, that we missed it. Trying to see if we missed any other chats.
Yeah, he says it's going to be a Kyren Williams touchdown coming right before his donation. So shout out to you, Manuel. Appreciate you there. Shane says, yes, it is. St. Louis Rams says, nice catch, Puka. Shane says, go Rams. Mace Windrew says, bless you. Maybe to the donation for Manuel. Appreciate you, Mace Windrew. Manuel says, 3 defenders trying to talk to him. Wonder who he's talking about there specifically. Manuel says, all the Rams fans in this chat. Appreciate you guys, Josh and Josh. Appreciate you, Manuel. Thank you again. Always, man. Appreciate your support. Floyd says, you called it, Manuel. TBD back in the chat. Hayden says, the Rams D is awful. Arizona hasn't been stopped yet. Well, that's literally wrong because they were stopped and held to 3 at least on one of the drives. So, but they were stopped.
They punted on another drive, too.
They punted. Yeah, it was a punt on another drive. The Rams, Don says, like I said earlier, don't stop running the ball. Yeah, it feels like a rush running the ball kind of day today. I want Devontae Adams to have 5 touchdowns. Maybe I'm being selfish, but if he doesn't get that, then yeah, it looks like a rushing day for the Rams for both backs, by the way.
Yes. How much are you down by in fantasy? Because you make it seem like you're just... Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's over. No, it's over.
Wait, how are you down by 100?
So his team, let me just read off his team. I already knew going into this game, like it was going to be tough. He had Jahmyr Gibbs and James Cook at running back, which James Cook only had 10, but Jahmyr Gibbs popped off for 33 yards on 33 points on Thursday. So that obviously, I already knew I was probably cooked. Then he had Kevontae Turpin start. I thought it was a mistake, but we have return yards in our league. So Kevontae Turpin, return man for Dallas, gets 15 fantasy points. And then Javonte Williams popped off for 13. Now, the killer today, the rest of his team was okay. I mean, Jalen Warren, 14. That's like solid for his flex. Jacoby Myers, that's the kicker, right? 14 points for Seattle. That's a lot of points there. The really nail in the coffin for me was he had Josh Allen. 45 points.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I have Mahomes, I have Kelsey, I have Adams, I have Cortland Sutton, but it is not. Yeah, those 4 guys have to combine for 110 points.
Jeez, I mean, I have Rashee Rice, so I'm kind of going against you there. I need Mahomes to throw more to Rashee Rice than Kelsey. And this is not the playoffs yet for me. This is last week of regular season. I am in the playoffs, currently in first place as well. I am currently up by 43. I had Gibbs. Tony Pollard gave me 32. Wait, TBD donated $5. Appreciate your content. A lifelong Dodgers fan from Huntington Beach. I bleed blue. However, I'm a Ravens fan. Sucks this year. So TBD, how did you become a Ravens fan from Huntington Beach?
Yeah,
that's what I want to know. But thank you again for your donation. But I definitely want to know that for sure.
Definitely a great question. I mean, I already always say in LA, you see all kinds of fans. I know some Ravens fans. I know Steelers fans. I know Packers fans. I know Patriots fans. So definitely a lot of different fan bases. And that's not even including, I didn't even say the Raiders or the Cowboys, how many people you know in LA that are fans of those teams. So shout out to you, TBD, for the donation. We know we joke with you about hating on the Rams, but we also know you do it very respectfully. And so shout out to you for not being disrespectful when it comes down to Rams trash talk. We could handle it a little bit here and
Oh,
there
he
as
said I went to school at John Hopkins. Okay, yeah.
oh,
So for those who don't know, John Hopkins is in the
Baltimore.
Baltimore area.
Yeah.
So that does make some sense. I guess. So were you not a Rams fan before that?
As right now we approach the 2-minute warning in the first half. So it's second quarter, 2-minute warning. The Cardinals right now just try to attempt a tight end screen that was cut short of the first down. So it looks like it's going to be third and long coming out of the 2-minute warning here in the first half. So let's catch up on some of these chats here. Again, really appreciate you, TBD. Again, love the trash talk and the banter here down below in the chat. And then, you go ahead and hit a donation for us. We really appreciate that. Never needed, but always, always, always appreciated.
Yes.
Floyd says, LOL, stop being selfish, Josh. I know. It's also over. I mean, here's what's crazy, Floyd, is that I know you don't play fantasy. Literally, Devontae Adams could have 5 touchdowns, and I'd probably still lose my matchup. That's how bad my game is right now. So I should stop being selfish. It's not happening anymore. CB says, all right, Rams, power game rolling. Jacob says, nicely done. Nicely done, boys. Nicely done. Appreciate you. Manuel says, I was talking about 3 defenders trying to tackle Puka. I'm sick and used to talking to text. Oh, talk to text sometimes. It doesn't come out correctly. You know what's funny, Manuel, is I am the talk to text king. At all, I don't like typing because I just can't type anymore. I'm just getting old, dude. I'm unk. I'm officially unk, Josh. I've reached it. I'm about to be 28 next week, by the way. If anyone didn't know that, birthday coming up next week.
Wait, next Sunday?
No, it's in 4 days. December 11th on Thursday. My birthday's on Thursday, so make sure you guys shout me out down on in the channel. But yeah, my birthday's coming up, 28, and my knee hurts because it's cold. I think it's like inflamed. I literally just I'll play basketball once. I'm cooked for a couple of days.
No.
It's bad, man. It's bad. And we're talking about talk to text. I literally can't even text anymore. I'll be typing and I'm just getting annoyed. I just end up using Siri. Even if you're saying everything wrong, I'll just send it anyways. But they'll figure it out. They know what I'm trying to say.
So you only send voice notes?
No, I send it's talk to text. So it'll be text still.
Right.
But it's like Siri, typing what I'm trying to say. And it's always some kind of word wrong. I get frustrated and mad at it. And it's like, dude, I'm getting old. I'm getting old.
Oh, man.
Andres says, howdy, folks. Good to see y'all again. Sorry I missed last week, fam. Andres, don't worry about it. Glad you're here now.
You're good.
Charles Oliveira says, go Rams, horns up. Yep, looking great right now. TBD says, when Dom Hawkins, we read that earlier. One Stan Tuna Podcast says, keep up the good work, lads. Appreciate you, One Stan. Jacob says, resilience, aggressive, maniacal, strong Rams. I like that word.
Yeah, I like that too.
Mace Windrew says, LA native living in Colorado, but will never give up my Rams. Too much hometown pride. Appreciate you, Mace Windrew. As 3rd and 10, Jacoby Brissett uncorks this ball down the field just a couple of feet ahead of his receiver. He had Michael Wilson open just a little bit ahead of the defender, but Jacoby Brissett, slight overthrow. Give credit to a little bit of pressure up the middle. I mean, Michael Carter did a great job picking up some blitz there from Josiah Stewart, but the pressure was in his face. Jacoby Brissett just slightly off there and barely misses Michael Wilson for a huge gain. It's going to be 4th down. The punt is up already. 1:50 to go. Xavier Smith going to let the ball bounce here, and it's going to bounce into the 10, about the 8-yard line for the Rams. 1:42 to go. 17-10. Rams up. A nice score here before halftime would be huge for the Rams.
Yes, it would. Yeah, he had Michael Wilson, by the way, absolutely burned Akella Witherspoon. He had him. That might have been a touchdown.
It would have been a huge gain at the bare minimum. As we look here in the chat, TBD says, went to the Rams games at Anaheim Stadium when Robinson Everett, Eric Dickerson were playing. After they left, never became a fan of the Rams. That actually makes some sense. Again, being in LA at that time, you probably are going to be a little bit upset at your team going to St. Louis, especially of all places. No disrespect. By the way, we have a St. Louis Rams fan in the chat. But I could assume that someone being from LA, seeing your team go to St. Louis is kind of tough. As St. Louis Rams fan did say, well, happy early birthday. I'll be 36 in June. Shout out to you, St. Louis Rams fans. By the way, we're still young. Carl Johnson says 28 is unk status. I feel it is. When you're talking to 24-year-olds and 23-year-olds, and I coach high school basketball, I'm definitely unk when it comes to my high school basketball players. So I feel it every day because I'm around so many younger people at work and things like that. But yeah, maybe it's not too unk status for some of the older
I
gents.
get called Unk at 23. I was called Unk at Thanksgiving. I'm not taking it.
Stafford here drops back the pass. Devontae Adams, huge catch, gets hit pretty hard on the play by Budda Baker, but Devontae Adams gets up first down and 10. I'm going to have to lock in here, miss the chat for a second because the Rams are going to go hurry up here. So Devontae Adams, great catch, takes a hit in the face mask from Budda Baker. 1 minute to go, 17-10. Stafford drops back the pass. Puka Nacua, great catch, turns, jumping catch, inbounds. 1st and 10, Rams again. The clock is ticking. The Rams got to hurry it up as Puka, incredible physical in the top of the route, ends up making a huge over-the-shoulder catch for another huge first down. This is a Puka Nacua game if I've ever seen one.
It is. I'm still seeing the Devontae Adams replay, which was still a great catch.
Rams use their first timeout, so Josh, you can catch up here with some of these replays. 49 seconds to go in this first half. Timeout Rams. Rams are marching down this football field after a couple back-to-back incredible throws from Stafford to Adams, then to Puka, but the catch to Puka was incredible. 17-10, 49 seconds to go in this first half. Timeout Rams.
We got some chats to catch up on. Becca said, "Sir, no, I'm 52 and understand the frustration, but come on, dude." Talking to you, I think.
Yeah. Becca, I feel like nowadays it's different too. Like we are acknowledging more now our age because we're on TikTok and social media. Like you see people calling you Unk more now, and it's like you start to feel it. You start to feel it for sure. Floyd says, like I said, glad you said that. TBD. Rams defense steps up. Manuel says the Rams pass rush getting there. If the referees ever call holding. Yeah, I mean the holding on Jared Verse and company is every play, by the way. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is.
Seahawks fan, Rams game not on any stations here in Vancouver. New to your live feed. Very enjoyable. Keep up the amazing work. Sorry, go Hawks. Appreciate you, though, Eddie. Thank you for saying that. And by the way, guys, I appreciate you guys saying that we have an incredible stream because Josh and I know we can still do this better. Like, we got to get the scoreboard up here. We got to, there's so many things we can still add.
Yeah, that's the main thing we need to do is get the scoreboard up. Yeah. For next week for the Lions game, keep commenting it on our videos
It'll be there.
It will be there. But yes, we're gonna have a
scoreboard next week. We're gonna improve this live stream as we go. Maybe do some things when people donate. Maybe some raffles or something. I don't know what we can do. I actually have an autographed Tutu Atwell football. I don't know if that's worth anything now, but Tutu's
I don't know
on IR. But that could be a thing we raffle off one day. Rams are cooking. Rams W22 says, "Yep, I agree with you there." Manuel says, "I was a Rams fan back when they were in LA, followed them to St. Louis. I was happy when they came back to LA." Yeah, see, that's an incredible storyline. I wasn't, around when they went to St. Louis. I wasn't rooting for the Rams when they were going to St. Louis. I didn't experience that, so I can't really speak to that.
TBD saying I currently live in Seattle. However, HB is home. Yeah. Cool. Seattle. I mean, yes, great sports town. I will say to anyone if in this chat is currently from hometown Seattle, the Supersonics should still be there. That I will forever agree on. But that needs to be the first team added if the NBA expands. Bring the Supersonics back.
Have you ever been to Seattle, Josh?
No, but I want to.
I love that. I would live there tomorrow. TBD, I'm jealous. I love Seattle. Love the rain.
I don't know about living there. It rains too much.
Repping the Rams, of course, if I ever go up there. But I would love to live in Seattle for a couple years at some point before I really truly become Unk. 28, gotta do it before I'm 35. Stafford in the shotgun. The ball is going to be at about the 44-yard line for the Rams, and the Cardinals players immediately point at the Rams offensive line, and a flag pops up. So they're going to call false start on the Rams here. Looks like the call is going to be on. They're not really showing. They are showing Alaric Jackson on the camera right now, so probably Alaric Jackson, your left tackle, with the false start. 1st and 15 for the Rams. 49 seconds to go. 17-10 football game in this second quarter. The Rams are now at the 49-yard line. So right at the 50 here as they snap this ball. Tight end is in motion. Pressure right up the middle immediately because it's a screen pass to Colby Parkinson, who gets a nice huge gain here. Almost gets all the 15 yards, gets 14 instead. He's running over to the officials to spot this football. Going to be 2nd and 1 here for the Rams after a nice 14-yard gain from Colby Parkinson. Stafford drops back to pass, snaps the ball, looks to his left. Devontae Adams juggles the football, so nearly dropped it, but he does end up walking out of bounds for a stop clock first down reception.
Like to see that.
22 seconds to go. 17-10, 1st and 10 for the Rams. The ball, I'll tell you where it's spotted here. The ball is going to be, I think, just outside the red zone, if I'm not mistaken, from what I saw in the last play. Yeah, it's going to be the 28.5-yard line. Stafford in the shotgun, no one in the backfield with him. Drops back to pass. 4-man rush. Puka Nacua and him are not on the same page as Puka cuts it up, and Stafford throws it at his feet. Puka wasn't even looking for the ball, so 18 seconds to go. 2nd and 10, miscommunication on first and 10.
That's okay, though. That's okay. You're in field goal range. Clock stops. Not the end of the world there whatsoever.
Becca says, making it sound like 50s is nursing home status. Becca, no. My parents, by the way, are in their 50s. No, that's not nursing home status. By the way, I just found out that 55 and older is actually senior status now. You could be considered a senior, which is crazy. So, no, I don't think you're a senior. I don't think my parents are seniors. They actually are in pretty good shape themselves. So, I don't agree with that, but I hear you. Puka Nacua catches the ball over the middle of the field. Touchdown, Puka. Stafford drops back to pass, throws it over the middle of the field. I thought Puka was going to be just short, but he just keeps rolling in to the end zone. The defender is trying to rip the ball out rather than tackle him. He runs it in for a touchdown. Nice and easy up the seam. He makes the catch, takes the hit, and just waltzes into the end zone. Puka Nacua, touchdown, 23-10. The Rams score here.
Oh, that's a great play. Again, Budda Baker not on him. That was the rookie Will Johnson there on Puka. And yeah, Puka just manhandles him. We see some Rams fans there in the crowd there in the greater Phoenix area. I've actually been to that stadium once. I actually went to training camp there once. David Johnson actually signed on one of my friend's foreheads, which was pretty funny.
Insane.
Who remembers David Johnson 2016? He was pretty good.
That was an insane experience. I mean, David Johnson at that point in time was on a
That was 2019. That was after he was on. That was right before the Cardinals absolutely fleeced the Texans for a prime D-Hop. But that was a good experience there. Nice stadium, nice and cool in there, especially in the summer. So the roof was nice and closed. But yeah, that was a fun little experience there. As we have some chats, Becca saying the discounts are nice. Yeah, they must be. I still try to use my student discount as much as possible for things because it's been less than 2 years since I graduated college. I still try to use my student discount wherever I can. Jacob is saying I've always followed the Rams on the side when I could catch it on cable growing up. Don saying Puka, we love it. Andres saying been a fan since 99. I was 9.
Wow.
Manuel saying Puka be rolling to the end zone. Yes, they are. Floyd saying that's gotta stink if you're a Cardinal fan. Well, you get a better draft pick. So I actually don't know if it does. Floyd saying that, nope. Shane saying Green Bay is up 14-3. Thank you for that. Floyd scoring on every possession going into halftime, 24-10, and get the book back. I think he means the ball back first to start the second half.
Mm-hmm. That was huge.
Defender
for
the Cardinals trying to go for the ball, according to Shane. I do agree.
TBD, talking about the discounts as well. Says I'm 55, use a senior discount. My father is 83 and refuses to use a discount, which is absolutely hilarious. That's how, our parents can be sometimes, though. Very stubborn in their ways at times. We all have been there. Manuel says the defender for the Cardinals was trying to get the ball instead of going for the for sure tackle. Yeah, I don't think he would have even got Puka, though, with that momentum. Probably wouldn't have gone down regardless. As Jacoby Brissett here drops back to pass, actually, and says, here you go, Michael Wilson, please. Let's get a chance at 3 here as he catches the football around the 50-yard line. So the Cardinals not going down quietly. They want to try to get some points up. Michael Wilson is playing for his contract, right, obviously, and Jacoby Brissett is playing for an opportunity. So these two guys are going to continue to play hard in this football game. Just a note there for the Rams and this Rams defense.
Yes.
1st and 10 here for the Cardinals right at the 50-yard line. 7 seconds to go. All 3 timeouts for Arizona, but they don't have much time to use them. Jacoby Brissett in the shotgun with a running back to his right. Drops back to pass. Looks to his left. Finds a receiver, Michael Wilson, but then it is knocked down Emmanuel Forbes in coverage. He's nodding his head, no, 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 because you cannot throw that on him. Having a pretty good game so far, Emmanuel Forbes. Haven't seen him much, which means he's having a good game.
Yeah, that is. That means they're not throwing the ball too much, showing Kobe Durant right now on the sidelines. If you're the Rams, you do not want this to be a score. Even if it's just 3, you want to keep it 24-10. You can get the ball back, make it 31-10 early here in the third. Yeah, good play, knocking it away from Michael Wilson. Once it gets to halftime, I have a Michael Wilson take that I'm going to share that I think would be a really good idea for him.
Okay, well, here's a second timeout for the Rams being called. 4 seconds to go in this first half. So, honestly, this could potentially be a Hail Mary type of play or
Yeah.
a quick out route, maybe. I just don't think you have that much time if you're the Cardinals. So, we'll wait and see on what they decide to do as the Rams are on the sideline. Rams offense is on the sideline at least, and they're having some fun there, smiling, laughing. Look like Puka with Jake McQuaid on the side. So they're having a good time. Steve Avila in the mix as well. Rams up 24-10. I mean, when it was a 10-10 game, someone asked us if we feel like this is going to be a more competitive game. And no, this is kind of exactly what we expected in this football game with the injuries from Arizona. Rams kind of dominating in this second quarter. Jacoby Brissett, that was a weird-looking play. Basically, QB sneak, but he had the offense set up for a Hail Mary. So Hail Mary QB sneak, and then they don't get the timeout. Or they do get the timeout. So it's going to be 1 second left. Jacoby Brissett actually hobbling after that weird QB sneak play. So 1 second to go. They get the timeout off. It's going to be a over 60-yard field goal attempt here from Chad Ryland. We'll see if he gets that kick up and good. As Brissett on his QB sneak with nobody really touching him. Offensive lineman completely steps fully on his ankle. My goodness. Full body weight of a 300-pound man on your ankle.
Yeah.
That's going to hurt, but he should be fine. Rams Don says QB is limping. He should be fine. Chad Ryland, 63-yard attempt is up and right down the middle. The Rams called a timeout. Wow,
yeah, that's a good,
what a
I mean,
call.
if he makes a 63-yarder, he makes a 63-yarder. There's nothing you can do about that.
I think he just made a 63-yard attempt, and the Rams called timeout. So Chad Ryland's going to have another opportunity here, but I think he made that first one.
I still haven't even seen the first one. During halftime, I'm going to switch back to the antenna to see if it's working.
You tell me if he makes this kick or not.
The camera angle kind of cuts out of it because there was a timeout. It was down the middle, but I don't know if he had enough yards on it. If he had enough yards on it, that would have gone in.
Again, like you said.
With another $1.99 donation, I predict 2 more Ram sacks and no more Cards TDs. Hopefully that is the case. Manuel, thank you very much.
Like you said, if he makes a 63-yard attempt, you can't even be mad at the Rams here. Chad Ryland kicks it up. It is up. It is off to the right. It is no good. So he looks like he makes the first attempt. Sean McVay calls a timeout to ice the kicker, and that may have saved the Rams 3 points there. 24-10. Quarterback comparison really quick. Stafford, 14 for 18 on the day. 197 in the first half. A touchdown, no interceptions. Jacoby Brissett, 13 for 18. Very similar numbers there. 154 passing yards and 1 touchdown, no interception. So the quarterback isn't the issue out in Arizona. They're just not consistently putting the ball in the end zone for them. But again, going back, wanted to give a shout again to Manuel for the donation. He predicts 2 more Rams sacks and no more Cardinals touchdowns. That would be great to see. According to my prediction, we have maybe 2 more Rams touchdowns and 1 touchdown for the Cardinals to look forward to here in the second half. But the Rams, great first half. Want to catch up on some chats here, Josh?
Yeah, so we got the Don saying McVay put the freeze on the kicker. Yeah, he did. That was a great call. By the way, the second kick did have enough yards on it. It was just off to the right. Floyd saying up 14. I agree. Eddie, these last 4 games for the division is going to be insane. Will 3 teams make the playoffs? I could see the Lions overtaking the Niners just because of the Niners' injuries. I could see that. Jacob saying until they knew they needed Warner, it was too late for St. Louis to give him a shot when no one else. I think we missed a couple of chats about what you're talking about, Jacob. I'm sorry. Andres saying, unfortunately, I'm stuck watching the Packers game, but they're putting a beat down on the Bears. Ooh, I like that. Have Jordan Love in fantasy, like a second passing touchdown there for me. St. Louis Rams fans saying, what makes getting stepped on hurt the most is it being cleats. I haven't stepped on playing soccer before, and it definitely doesn't tickle. Yeah, it hurts. TBD saying, oh, well, had the Finns, Jags, Steelers, and Saints can get them all, hoping the Cards cover. Yeah, for your parlay, I do understand why. In US saying, let's go Rams. I appreciate it, US. I know you've been commenting a lot on our videos, but my Michael Wilson take that I wanted to say, if he's a free agent, which actually, if he's not a free agent, then my take is irrelevant, most likely. But if he is, let me look up the Michael Wilson contract real quick. Wilson contract. Spot Rack always giving us good contract details. He's not a free agent in 2026. He is in 2027. Okay, well, if they do trade him, who knows if they do or not? I don't think they should because of how well he's played. But if they do, you know where I think he'd fit really, really well? A team that always needs a receiver?
Who?
The Buffalo Bills.
Okay, yeah, I like that.
I think that would be a great fit. He can kind of be a number one there. He's looked pretty good. Keon Coleman, I was really high on, has not worked out in Buffalo for whatever reason.
Yeah.
He said he was Tiger, wish he could on the golf course. I think he's wishing he could do some more on the field right now in his NFL career as well. By the way, did anyone see Jameis on pregame this morning?
I did see Jameis. The Duval was kind of a funny, interesting conversation he was having there. That was funny.
Yes.
He's primed for television when he's done with his career. So great to see him out there getting that started early.
Also primed to be our backup next year, hopefully. I want a Jameis on the Rams every year. I hope it happens this year.
He would definitely get some great sound bites for us, for sure. So.
Yes, so that's what I'm saying. The pregame speeches, the horse is ready for battle. I'm always ready for battle. I listen to Jameis Winston before I work out to motivate me. And it works every time. I'm going to tell everyone who's just getting into football that Jameis Winston is the greatest quarterback of all time, because he is.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Tom Brady may have 7 Super Bowls, but does Brady have the sound bites that Jameis Winston has? No.
I agree with you there. Love me some Jameis Winston. Did we get all these chats done? I was definitely checking some things.
We got
here.
TBD saying Niners, Rams, and Hawks will make playoffs. Again, the Niners are just so injured where I just don't know if they can keep winning games. As they do have a bye week this week, so maybe they get a couple people back who are not out for the season. We got to wait and see there, though, for sure.
Well, the Rams doing a great job in this first half right now. We kind of expected this. It was 10-10 early. Maybe thought the Rams defense was coming in a little sleepy, but hey, they woke up a little bit. They slowed down this Cardinals offense. You got to hone in the second half on Michael Wilson and that connection. You also got to get to the quarterback. Yes. Jacoby Brissett been doing a little bit too good of a job of getting out of the pocket and gaining some yards with his legs. Overall, though, can't be upset with how the Rams are playing in any capacity. Run game looks good. Both running backs getting nice yardage, looking efficient, and getting some touchdowns, as well as the receivers, both Davante Adams and Puka Nacua getting involved from time to time. Puka Nacua having the better game of the two.
Yes.
Maybe some tight ends involved in the second half is all you can ask for on offense. And NRB says Rams forgot Adams is on the team. No, actually, Adams has had some nice catches, but in the red zone, it's been all Kyren Williams and Blake Corum. The other touchdown you saw was Puka Nacua after a deep ball thrown to Puka Nacua up the middle of the field on a seam route. So, you can't really. I know you probably want this for fantasy. Trust me, I do as well. Yes. But overall, I think the Rams are doing just fine keeping Adams and Puka involved in this football game. Could only be worse though in the second half for Davante Adams, unfortunately, because you don't want the veteran to be playing getting hurt for no reason. If you're up by 14, 20, 21, whatever it is throughout the second half, don't be surprised to see a lot less of Davante Adams in the second half. TBD says Shador looked great today. Yeah, glad to hear you say that. I really am rooting for the kid. Didn't watch his game, but I saw a couple of highlights. Love to throw to Jerry Jeudy for a touchdown. So, like to see that from
By the
Shador
way,
Sanders.
sorry, but speaking of that, did you see Dylan Gabriel's fiance online?
Yeah, I did see that.
That was weird. When she was like, everyone wants Dylan Gabriel to play, and it was just like, what are you doing?
Why do you think, like for me, if you have insider information, you gotta be quiet before they stop giving you insider information.
Yeah, Dylan Gabriel's gonna stop telling you everything.
Exactly. Or you're gonna have to have a whole talk with his probably his the team. They might call in Dylan Gabriel, get him in trouble with that. They might call in Heard from the agent or something. They might have a talk. How's the family gonna see
Unless if
you? Like
she's
I
just
don't.
defending her husband or fiance, which if that's all it is, you can't blame her for doing that. But you could have like if you're saying like he deserves a shot or something, okay, fine, whatever. But like when you're saying everyone in the organization believes this, it's like, eh. There's a
Well, it's
better
also
way to
just
defend your fiance.
it's probably right. She's probably right. We've talked about this over and over again with the
Yeah.
Cleveland Browns, their ugly situation. It seems nobody in that organization was rooting for Shador Sanders. An organization that
No.
just is in a bad position. Like if you're a team that's like a playoff team, you have a starting quarterback or whatever, and Dylan Gabriel's been there for a couple years, like maybe you can find the way or an explanation as to why they were acting that way. But they're a bad organization. Stefanski is on the verge of losing his job. How can you still be stubborn in that situation and say, I care and I don't really like this kid and I don't want him to start? Obviously, I know he didn't say that, but you can very much tell that was the vibe in Cleveland. How do you have
Yeah.
that opinion or have that attitude about a player when your organization's about to fire you? Like you're literally about to be fired if you don't win some games. By the way, even with Shador looking pretty solid, they lose to Tennessee. So Stefanski now
Yes.
still going to be on the hot seat. Probably lost his job after this season. Don't know what they're going to do with Shador, but the fan base is going to make them consider Shador every single game. So you got to keep Shador out there. I think if you're Cleveland, just for jersey sales alone. I mean, just
Yes.
for eyeballs alone, you got to keep Shador out there. No one wants to watch Cleveland until Shador Sanders is on the field.
No, they don't. Sorry if I'm looking away. I am trying to switch back to the antenna here to see if it's working. Fox is
Yep.
still saying weak signal, so unfortunately,
Do
I'm
your
going to
thing.
be.
I'll catch up with some chats here. As we said, TBD says Shador looked great, and then Manuel said the refugees need to do a better job. Oh, the refs need to do a better job on calling holding on the Cards offensive line. Would love to see some holding calls in the second half. Hopefully the Rams can pin their ears back and go get the quarterback here in the second half. NRB says should I have McBride too? Yeah, McBride not having the hottest of game. It looks like it's a Michael Wilson game for Arizona. But yeah, NRB, we'll see. Devontae Adams might not be a dream game for him today because they're up by so much already, but we'll wait and see on some red zone targets, hopefully. Jacob says resilience, aggressive, mean-spirited Rams. You love to see that for
Yes.
sure, Jacob. Agree with you there. TBD says Dylan Gabriel's trash. Let's be honest. I've been thinking that before they even
Yeah.
drafted him. Lake Show versus
Sixers.
Sixers here in a bit. Pumped for that. Yeah, would love to go live for some Laker games one day, but we're a Rams channel, obviously. Love the
Yes.
Lakers, though, over here on this channel. Manuel, that's just the nature of the beast when it comes to rumors and insider information ever since elementary school. Can't wait to tell somebody. Who do you know? Yeah, and also it's like
Yeah.
I think what people don't understand, like sometimes when you're not on social media, like Josh and I are on YouTube now, right? And it's not like we're
Yeah.
super famous with a bunch of subscribers and comments, but we have had a lot of people that we don't know commenting about what we're doing, the content we're making, things
Yes.
like that. And you have to kind of have thick skin about that stuff. And I think what people don't understand is until it happens to you and some random person is publicly saying something bad about you or someone you love, it's like kind of hard to just ignore it. There's been many times where I almost replied to some comments in the comment section on the channel here, but I try not to because you have to learn to adapt and say, you know what? Not everyone on here is going to love what you say. Not everyone
Yeah.
on here is going to love what you do, but just keep trusting what you do and that you'll be fine. But if you're someone like her who's married or with a guy who's an NFL quarterback, he was a starter for 2 weeks. So there was a couple weeks where she could have said, my boyfriend or my partner is a starting quarterback in the NFL. And now she has to very quickly watch that kind of dwindle down to not being that. And then see all the comments of people saying Dylan Gabriel sucks or Dylan Gabriel's trash. That's hard to
Yeah.
hear and hard to see. So for people who have that, I think it's hard. I can understand why someone would lose their mind a little bit and be like, oh, this is BS. And people actually want my boyfriend to start. But she has to kind of understand that it's not her job to be in the limelight
No.
in this situation. The Rams Dance's famous Jameis. Lonnie Walker the fourth says, yes, sir, Luca is back. I love the Lonnie Walker reference. Shout out to you, Lonnie Walker the fourth. Incredible reference there as a Laker fan. That's a true Laker fan right there.
Fourth quarter Lonnie. We'll always remember.
Exactly. TBD says, hope the Lakers don't trade AR for Giannis. Leave it to Pelinka to screw it up. I will say this. I love Rob Pelinka. You kind of got to give him his flowers for bringing in Luka Doncic. Now, whether the NBA set that up or not, I mean, that's out of my realm of discussion here. I'm just simply saying, if you give Pelinka that credit, he brought in Luka Doncic, right? So, Tom Grossi is back.
Tom Grossi is back.
Sending some more love. Love to see it. I want to see what is it that Tom Grossi is saying over there. That he gives a shout out back to the back. I really appreciate this. As these Packer fans are flooding the chat. Sorry, Rams fans. We're going to get back to it in a bit, I'm sure. But shout out to Tom Grossi. Shout out to this raid here. I'm now glad I was able to make it here for the Tom Grossi raid. Back to back, huh? Did he ever respond to you, by the way, in your DM?
No, Tom, I did send you an Instagram message if you wanna respond. No pressure to respond. I'm trying to see did Tom Grossi put anything in chat?
He did chat. He said raid, showing some love or something like that along those lines. Well, Tom Grossi and all the Grossi raid Packer fans here. Appreciate all of you guys for dropping the chat. We have a Fly Eagles Fly in the chat even as well.
Oh, I don't know about a Fly Eagles Fly. Hey, first off, Tom Grossi, if you're still here, go Pack Go. I said it last time. I'm saying it again. Thank you for beating the Bears. We need it.
And we need it. We need the Packers to win today versus the Bears. So shout out to the Packers. I said this to Josh last time in the chat. I was actually in Vegas when this raid happened last time. And I said, I don't like giving the Packers any love. But Tom Grossi has always been the only guy I can say, you know what? I don't hate the Packers when he's talking about the Packers. Because shout out to Tom. He's a beast. And look at him being such a nice guy here with the raid. We're up to 264 concurrent viewers, over 342 now with almost 4,000 views on the live stream. If you're a Packers fan for the Tom Grossi raid, drop a like in the chat just to help us out there as well. That'd be great. Appreciate
thank you.
We have Bears fans now. We have Packers fans now in the chat. Shout out to the Rams fans still here. We've seen Niners fans in the chat today. A whole lot of fun today here on the channel. So shout out to Tom Grossi, man.
Yeah, shout out Tom. If you're not already subscribed to Tom, what are you doing? One of the best football creators on YouTube. He's on the road to 1 million subscribers right now. So I'm subscribed. I'm sure Josh is already subscribed. So make sure to hit that subscribe button for Tom as well. And for us, if you're new here or if you watch the videos but haven't subscribed for whatever reason, hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to 5K. 5,000 subscribers. We want to hit it by the end of the year, December 31st. We're just over 100 away. We think we can do it. And once again, as this raid winds down here, thank you so much to Tom Grossi once again for finding us again.
Yeah.
And Tom, if you watch the videos and you ever want to come on the channel,
let us know.
We're always open to it.
Maybe playoff time, huh? If we see some kind of matchup line up with the Packers and the Rams, if that's possible, that'd be interesting to see. But shout out to Gimli in the chat to smash that like button, boys. He's back as well. As the second half is rolling for the Rams. Devontae Adams, there he is. Whoever was asking about him earlier, he makes a nice catch for a gain of 5 here to start the game, or a gain of 6. So 2nd and 4 for the Rams, 14:40 to go to start this second half. 24-10, Rams are up, and the Rams have the football trying to score and add to this lead here.
Yes, I can't wait to watch the clip again as I did last time of Grossi rating us once again. Devontae kind of slipped a little bit there, but looks like he's going to be okay.
As Blake Corum gets the handoff on 2nd and 4 here, he's going to power his way through that tackle for a first down. So the Rams have a first down, ball at about the 38-yard line, and they are going to look pretty strong here again to start this second half on offense.
Yeah, they are. This is where you can really kind of almost end the game here. If you get a score and stop, you're kind of really stifling any momentum the Cardinals had, especially if you get 2 scores in this quarter, make it a 28-point game. You really kind of end the game here pretty early in this second half.
That's what you want to see, especially with a veteran team versus an injured team like the Arizona Cardinals. As a nice roll out to his left for Stafford, finds Davis Allen for the catch and run, takes the hit, lays a hit himself down for a first down. Davis Allen, nice catch and run for the backup tight end. Catches, turns, looks, finds a pylon, and lowers his shoulder on an Arizona Cardinals defender. You love to see it.
Yeah, again, Corum having an awesome game. As Floyd saying it in chat, glad to see Blake Corum getting a lot of carries. I am too. The Rams Don saying I'm a Gracia subscriber. And
Stafford drops back
Andres
the
saying
pass,
I would love
nearly
to.
sacked. Ends up throwing a weird ball to Blake Corum, who bobbles the ball but makes a catch. As you have some Stafford magic on that play. Dangerous Stafford, though. Again, you don't want to see you turn the ball over, Matt.
No.
But he does get the ball out. And, man, Blake Corum able to bobble that football, make the catch. That looks pretty close. Only a 1 yard gain. So I doubt Arizona would try to challenge something like that, or maybe a 2-3 yard gain, actually. We'll see if Arizona does throw the red challenge flag. Stafford under
Oh, that's
center
a catch.
in the shotgun. Blake Corum to his right. Davante Adams, bottom of your screen. Stafford looks opposite way, then looks to Davante, throws the ball deep down the field. Davante Adams drops the football and a flag on the play. So there
Oh.
might be an offensive PI because there was no defender around him as Davante Adams had a step on the corner. Ball just flat out bounces off of Davante Adams' fingertips, but they actually are calling illegal hands on the receiver from a defender of Arizona. So Johnson just illegal contact on Adams, top of the route. Adams still gets away from him and just flat out drops the football.
Yeah, you got to catch that. That was a great throw from Stafford. You got to catch that ball. There's no excuses whatsoever.
Yeah, and Davante Adams
Got
would
to catch that
would
football.
tell you the same thing. That was Will Johnson in coverage, the rookie, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yeah, it was.
Stafford under center here. Fakes the handoff to Corum. Defender in his face. He throws to Davis Allen yet again on the roll to his right this time. Gets just short of a first down. Going to be second and 1 here on a 9 yard gain. Great catch, throw and run, catch and run for Davis Allen. Yeah, overall, Devontae, you got to make that catch. It's okay. We'll relax. Don't panic. Illegal contact, says Floyd. No, not a panic. It's just more like, hey, Devontae, please catch that football. You're a beast.
Yeah.
You should catch it. So, but overall, fine. We'll move on from it. Stafford under center here yet again. Second and
Wait,
one.
they got a donation. Sorry to cut you off.
You're all good.
Mace, $10. Thanks for streaming, fellas. At least I can listen to you guys while I'm at work. You're welcome, Mace. Thank you. I know you've been tuning in the last video, so thank you so much for being in chat and for your very, very generous donation.
Mace Windrew, 100% agree with Josh there. Thank you so much for your support. I mean, again, beyond just comment in the chat. We love to see it. And the fact that you're telling us that you can listen to us while you're at work really makes us feel good about what we're doing here, because we understand, hey, not everyone gets to watch the Rams in their local area. So we're hoping we can give you some of that live coverage of the Rams, as Blake Corum, great run the play before, ends up shaking and baking his way for a 4 yard gain here. Going to be second and about 6 to go here for the Rams. But again, Mace Windrew, $10 is a lot, so we really appreciate you. Again, thank you so much. I think we got to start brainstorming what to do for some of your donations. Maybe Josh should do a backflip on stream or something like that.
I cannot backflip.
Gimli says $10 from the perfect name, man. Yeah, 100%. Love Mace Windu. I love that name. Mace Windu in Star Wars was probably one of my favorite characters, right next to, I mean, now as an adult, I kind of love Anakin, and I know not everyone loves him. I love Obi-Wan Kenobi as Stafford drops back to pass. There's a flag on the play here. We'll see what the call is.
I'm not gonna lie, the prequels for Star Wars, the ones the second set of 3, not great.
You know what's funny, man? I grew up with those. Those are my childhood movies. So I'm always gonna love Anakin and Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan, my favorite Star Wars character. I mean, just overall, there's so much to talk about with those prequels.
Obi-Wan's good, but I just feel like the overall movies themselves aren't great. Like the original 3 are, but they're not terrible, but they're not like nearly as good as the first 3.
I just have, I don't know. I'm biased. I didn't want to comment on it too much because I am definitely biased when it comes to the prequels. I love the prequels, hold them near and dear to my heart. By the way, Mace Windrew, how do you feel about the prequels? Clearly, you kind of like them. So, how do you feel about them? That's my question for you with that $10 donation. Can I ask you a question? How do you feel about the prequels here? As Stafford drops back the pass, a tight end screen attempt to Colby Parkinson, who could potentially be a fumble. So the Rams jump on top of it just in case, but it is going to be an incomplete pass. And Not a fan of these red zone goal line, near goal
No.
line tight end screens, in my opinion. The Rams continue to run them, so we're going to keep seeing them, I guess, but not a fan of those ones here. 24-10, 10-17 to go in the third quarter. So far, so good for the Rams in this second half, but they got to score a touchdown here to feel really good about
Yeah, they
themselves.
do.
Jordan Whittington, the only receiver out there for the Rams in a 13 personnel. They fake the handoff. They roll to his left. Stafford into the end zone. Terrence Ferguson, it was just ahead of him. I think if he keeps sprinting, he might be able to make that catch. He does not. So the Rams will see a 3rd and goal here at about the 5 or 6 yard line. 10-12 to go in the third quarter. Rams up 24-10. And Mace Winger, I'm waiting for your response. I know you're probably busy at work, but how do you feel about the prequels? What is your opinion about the prequels? That's one way I can thank you for your $10 donation. Really appreciate you there. Gimli says, I'm in southern Utah and I'm blacked out. WTF, yeah. I think it's going to show the national game of the Packers and Bears, unfortunately. As Stafford drops back to pass, looks over the middle of the field, finds Kobe Parkinson in the middle of the field for a touchdown. Rams. The Rams go up 30-10, pending an extra point to put them up 31-10. The Rams score a touchdown, and Stafford's daughters are screaming with Stafford's wife in the crowd. Love to see the family cheering on their dad. As Kobe Parkinson, incredible route, defenders in the area. Him and Puka do a little crab dance, and the Rams are up 30-10. Here's Harrison Mevis with the extra point. The kick is up. The kick is right down the middle. Are we surprised? 31-10. The Rams are up.
Yeah, we like that. We like that. Great drive for the Rams to start this half. Exactly what I wanted to see coming out. Parkinson with Budda Baker kind of all over him. Able to make that catch there. May saying, love them all to be honest, but Lando is my favorite of all time. Anakin was great. Hayden did a good job in my opinion. I agree. I do agree. They're not bad movies. Like, I gotta keep saying it. They're not awful movies, but I just don't think they're as good as the prequels.
Got so much hate, and I think he played that role so perfectly. I think he was supposed to be an annoying kind of guy who was confused and conflicted with himself. Good guy, but was drawn to the dark side and not the chosen one necessarily, I guess. I mean, I saw his whole theory about him actually being the chosen one because at the end of the day, because he chose a dark side, he actually did bring balance to the force, blah, blah, whatever. But I don't want to get too nerdy on here. on this
also, now that we're talking about TV and movies, I think we've given people enough time. Stranger Things Volume 1. Thoughts?
I don't watch Stranger Things.
What?
I've seen the first season, thought it was great, started watching the second season, immediately got bored and stopped watching.
Wow. Okay. Well, chat, if anyone in chat has seen it, I am allowing spoilers in chat because it has been over a week. So if anyone has it in chat, if not, I lost a lot of ore right now and we can move on.
We have some more people saying like Southern Dakota from Gimli. We had TBD saying Quorum the best game yet, but we had Andres saying I'm in Reno, Nevada, and they got Packers-Bears. Yeah, again, I think Packers-Bears is the more competitive, before the game started, obviously, the more competitive matchup there. So they're definitely going to show that game nationally. But hey, Andres, you can watch and give us updates on that Packers-Bears game. Are the Packers still dominating? Let us know that for sure. Manuel says Luke Skywalker as his favorite character. Gimli says, Finehirsh, watch your mouth. I'm not sure exactly what you said.
I think he's talking about the prequels. Although we do have someone in chat saying, Carla saying insane ending to Stranger Things 1. Yeah, it was insane. Will having powers at the end scene. Oh, man, that was a great scene.
Yeah, again, you guys lost on me. By the way, Carla is actually my girlfriend, and she loves the show, and I didn't watch it with her at all, so...
See that. Oh, man.
I didn't watch it with her at all. So sorry about that. Andres says, love it. He don't nerd up. Sorry ass Chargers. Yeah, sorry ass Chargers. I'm a nerd up all day. I mean, it's funny. I'm not like the biggest nerd when it comes to Star Wars and whatnot, but I love it. I think it's good. I do think if you really think about Star Wars for a second, it could have been, it already is, right? One of the best franchises in history. But if you actually go back and watch everything and how they kind of mess certain things up here and there by Disney taking over, all these things, whatever, they really could have made it even better. That's what's crazy to me about Star Wars. It could have been even better. It was amazing as is, but it still could have been even better. Gimli says, yes, prequels talk. Yeah, no, I agree. Josh is hating on the prequels. Great movies. Don't hate on them. Go back and rewatch them. Those are some great movies, by the way. And you got to talk about Obi-Wan Kenobi and I'm forgetting off the top of my head, Liam Neeson's character.
I forgot Liam Neeson's even in those movies.
He's in the first. He's Obi-Wan's master. Come on, someone help me in the chat. Why am I blanking on it right now?
I'm blinking too.
He's one of my favorite characters. Obi-Wan Kenobi and his master was Liam Neeson. Fights off against Darth Maul. One of the greatest fights of all. Not one of the greatest fight. Qui-Gon Jinn. Thank you, Mace Winter. Qui-Gon Jinn.
Okay, yeah. That guy's good.
That is the best Star Wars lightsaber fight scene. That's taking that to the grave. Fight me on it. That's the best lightsaber battle. Qui-Gon versus Darth Maul. And then obviously Obi-Wan goes in, takes over.
Yeah.
Incredible. Let me know if you feel like that's the best fight. I think that's the best lightsaber battle in all of the Star Wars franchise. Fight me on it if you want.
Am I gonna have to go back and watch all the prequels?
You have to. Today.
We agree though that all the new sequels, not it?
Yeah, agreed.
Okay.
I think they could have done a lot better job the last three for sure.
Yeah, the last few have not been. Rogue One, or the first one, was kind of good. The first one where we saw Ren for the first time was good, but after that, it just kind of got.
What's the one? I think it's called. I forget what it's called. Not Rogue One.
The Force Awakens was okay. That one was okay.
There's one of the movies that's not like the main. It's not the main trilogies, but it's like the best war type of Star Wars movie I've ever seen. I forgot what it's called. Was
it Force Awakens? That one was good.
No, it was not. Skull says, what are we talking about? We're talking about Star Wars. I'm so sorry. As the Rams, let me go back to the football game for a second. I wasn't even tripping about this game because it's 31-10, but the Rams, I should give you guys updates. The Rams are up 31-10. The Cardinals just punted the football away. The Rams are getting the football back. So I'm trying to save some Arizona Cardinals fans' hearts out there. To let you guys know, this game is not looking good for the Cardinals. The Rams are absolutely dominating, and they're going to get the football back here with a chance to shut out any chance for the Cardinals. Manuel says, Guan, he was the Obi's master. Yes, Qui-Gon Jinn. What are we talking about again from Skull? Grassi. He came back from the Grassi raid. Yeah, it's me. Matt says, better than Yoda. Dooku? Yeah, I think so. Oh, easy. You're joking. You got to be joking. That's one of the worst fights.
Yeah.
Yoda and Dooku is like one of the worst fights of all Star Wars. I think objectively, that was fire. I like Anakin Obi-Wan the best. It's those two in the conversation. Yeah. That's the only one I could say is like pretty up there. But man, go back and watch Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi versus Darth Maul. Greatest fight scene. Manuel says, let's get back to the game, brother.
Yeah. Hey, now it's a commercial. Now it's a commercial. We can talk about whatever.
Rams getting the ball back after a punt, okay? The Rams, Don says, I seen a better lightsaber battle this one time when I was a teenager. Oh, wait, I was on mushrooms that day, so I don't think it really happened. Maybe you were fighting someone or something. Maybe. Gimli says, are we just ignoring Obi-Wan and Vader in Return of the Sith? That was a great one, too. That was a great one.
Yeah, it was.
I just, I don't know. I disagree, man. I think you got to go back and watch that Darth Maul fight scene. Lonnie Walker says, I don't mind Force Awakens. I was actually excited for the next two, but they flopped.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, Gimli, I'm talking about Rogue One, right? I think Rogue One is the one I was talking about, Josh.
Yeah, Rogue One's decent. Rogue One and Force Awakens aren't bad. Then after that, it just gets...
Rogue One's like a war type of film, almost. And
yeah.
I feel like it's one of the only like Star Wars movies that feels like a war movie. And yeah, it's an incredible movie. I'm pretty sure it's.
I will say though, no matter how bad the movies are, it's Adam Driver, right? Yeah, He's great as Darth Vader, or not Darth Vader, but whatever he is.
What's his name? I honestly don't like him.
Really? I thought he was a good villain.
I thought
he played the role pretty well.
I don't like him. I think they like.
He plays Kylo Ren. That's who
Kylo
it is.
Yeah. I don't like. I don't like. Shout out to Adam Driver, but I don't like him in those movies. Unfortunately, Jim Everett says Stafford hands down MVP. Yeah, at this point, playing again like it back in this game. A lot of people talk smack about, the last game versus Carolina, but he's looking good. 9:07 to go in this third quarter. We're done with the nerd out. 9:07
Yes,
to go
for
in the third
now.
quarter.
If it gets to 38-10, it might be a nerd out the rest of the stream.
Exactly. Stafford hands off to Kyren, who just slips, loses footing, but he ends up getting 9 on the play. Could have been a first down there. Ends up slipping, unfortunately, and gains just 9, but it's going to be second down with 1 yard to go. Ball is about the 18-yard line, if I'm remembering off the top of my head. Let's double check once they get the ball back here, or the camera back to the ball. Oh, the ball's past the 20. So the Rams will have the ball in their own territory to get the 25-yard line. Second and 1. Stafford in the shotgun sends a tight end in motion. Drops back, ends up handing off a delayed handoff to Kyren Williams, who fights his way for a first down and a couple more yards. First and 10 Rams, 8:20 to go, 31-10. Rams are up. Andres says TD Bears 9-14. So the Bears are kind of creeping back in that football game. Again, the Rams definitely want the Bears to lose this game.
Yes.
So go Pack go. As the Packers, Tom Grossi had a raid earlier.
Yes.
Helped us get our views up if you missed it. Shout out to Tom Grossi. If you haven't checked him out, check out his Packers channel. Stafford under center. 7:55 to go in the third quarter. Hands off to Kyren Williams yet again, who breaks off for about 8 on the play. Give him 7, actually. Second down and 3 coming up.
I'm liking the way the Rams are looking so far. Kylo Ren would have been better if they hadn't shown his face 8 times in every movie from Gimli. Yeah, I do agree. That part I agree with, but that's not on Adam Driver. That's on the writing and directing.
The Rams on says Kylo Ren kept taking off his helmet because of his beak. Does have a bit of a big nose on him, Adam Driver.
Yeah, he does.
Stafford under center here. Kyren Williams still in the backfield. 7:18 to go with the clock ticking in the third quarter. Second and 3. Ball at the 36-yard line. Rams in their own territory here. Kyren rushes up the middle to the left. He only gains about 2 or 3 on the play. Going to be 2, obviously, because 3 would be a first down. So it's going to be 3rd and 1 for the Rams. Kyren, though, and Corum, the combination has been deadly as the NFL on Fox is showing us some highlights of both of these guys running like they're the best running back duo in the league today.
They are up there, but there's not a lot of great. I mean, the Lions one's by far number 1, but outside of that, there's not really like great duos.
12 rushes, 83 yards for Kyren, 9 and 74 for Corum. Both get a touchdown as Kyren gets another touch. He's tackled behind the line, but he dives forward for what looks like it could be a first down, depending on where they spot this football. And
we do have another donation from Manuel, $1.99. I like how patient the Rams running backs are today. They've been great. And again, thank you yet again, Manuel, for another donation. We really appreciate it.
100%. Please, Manuel, appreciate you. Thank you so much. Give us a question if you like, whatever you want to say. We'll answer anything as you donated multiple times to us in the chat every single week. So let us know if you want us to answer any kind of burning questions you have about me and Josh, or whatever you like to ask. Let us know. Stafford here, going to have the football. I think they're saying 4th and 1. No, they change it, and they're actually saying that Kyren got the first down. So 1st and 10 for the Rams. 6:02 to go with the clock now ticking under 6 minutes in the third quarter. Rams up 31-10. A touchdown pretty much puts this game in the refrigerator. Stafford under center here. Corum in the backfield now. Sends a tight end out motion. Fakes the handoff. Looks over the middle of the field. Finds Colby Parkinson, who stiff arms a man off of him and pushes his way for a first down past the 50-yard line. The Rams have the football in Arizona Cardinals territory.
We like that. We like that. Manuel asked, what are the winning lotto numbers? Unfortunately, I do not know.
Do not know that. If I knew that, I would not be streaming Rams games. I would be chilling on a beach in Hawaii probably somewhere right now.
Yeah, I don't know what I'd be doing.
All right, that's a great question for everybody. You win the lottery, what are you doing? $1 billion hit your checking account. What are you doing with $1 billion? Stafford drops back to pass, nearly intercepted by the rookie cornerback Will Johnson. He says, I was this close for a pick 6. And he truly was, as Stafford put the ball in harm's way there. Got to be more careful. I'm watching Caleb Williams get the touchdown. Oh my goodness. What an incredible throw by Caleb Williams. Side arming with a receiver diving. It looked like Zacchaeus, the receiver. Cornerback in his face and all. Diving attempt, a catch for a touchdown. They go for 2. So it looks like it's an 11-14 game for the Bears and Packers. That's a good one out there. 5:02 to go. Corum with the handoff at about the 50-yard line on 2nd and 10. He gains about 4 on the play. Going to be 3rd and 6 for the Rams coming out of that play. So, Josh, you had some time to think. $1 billion after taxes hits your bank account, your checking account.
Wait, $1 billion post-tax?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
$1 billion post-tax. It's a $2 billion lottery, right? What are you doing? What's the first thing you're doing Monday morning it hits your account?
Monday morning it hits my account?
Keep thinking on this because Stafford with a quick snap. Oh, my goodness. Too quick of a throw. As Stafford basically hits Puka Nacua on the hip. It was just a catch and throw.
Oh.
Puka was just 1 second too late. But Stafford, snaps the ball and just expects Puka to turn around immediately. Puka, again, just half a second too late. Stafford a little bit mad that Puka wasn't on the same page of it with him. 4th and 6 now for the Rams. And they're a little too far out of field goal range. So it's going to be a punt here for Ethan Evans. Good opportunity to pin the Cardinals back in their own territory. 4:20 to go. Punt is up. Ethan Evans is hit on the play, but they're probably not going to call a flag. It might have been his own teammate as that ball goes into the end zone. There is a flag. There is a flag on the play.
Let's see.
Ethan Evans was hit on the punt. It looked like his own teammate ran into him, but he might have been pushed into him. Don't know if that's a roughing the punter or what kind of play, what kind of yardage that would look like, so we'll see. Holding after the kick by the return team. Probably going to be added after the return. So nothing there. The Cardinals will get the ball back. Down 31-10 with 4:15 to go in this third quarter. So back to the lotto question. St. Louis said, Rams fan says, moving to Milan, Italy if I won $1 billion. Yeah,
oh, wow.
I've always wanted to move to Spain. I've been to Spain once. I love Madrid. I want to move to Spain and Europe in general. So it might be a thing where I move myself to Madrid. Manuel says, if I win the lottery, I would create my home studio and make music for a living. Love to see you chasing your dreams.
There we go.
I think one of the first things I do is think about what business I could run that would bring me passive income. Ultimately, do you need it with $1 billion? Probably not, but I want my kids to have billions of dollars too in their future.
One of the first things I'm doing with $1 billion, I figured it out.
Go ahead.
I'm trying to invest in something new, like something that can like really change, like the way I try to invest in like think about like how AI was like 5 years ago, something like that.
Yeah, like something that you know is on the brink of exploding, and you want to be like, I don't know. I would see if I could pay my way to get on Shark Tank. I think that'd be pretty cool too. Just get an episode.
No, I wouldn't. But like, what's the? Oh, like to be a judge?
To be a guy who invests, yeah, because they get they're the ones who get handed the future ideas, right? They get handed to them on a TV show, so that'd be cool to do some type of.
I'd be a guest. I wouldn't do it full time because like you because they have billions on billions.
No, yeah, I would just do one episode, maybe 2, just kind of check out and see what investments I can make there. But yeah, the Rams.
Also, what I'm doing, I'm making sure the family's good. Got to make sure that's sorted.
Yes, of course.
Gotta make sure that's sorted. I would try to buy a stake in a sports team.
Me too. Maybe a women's sports team, especially. They're probably gonna be the more affordable ones.
Maybe. I mean, it would be cool to like own like even if it's only like a 5% ownership stake of the Lakers.
Yeah, something like that. That'd be kind of cool.
Dodgers, 5%
of every team. Rams, Lakers, Dodgers. That'd be kind of cool. The Rams Don says, I'm investing in keeping all SF fans from entering SoFi Stadium. One way you could do that, right, is buying a bunch of tickets and giving them to Rams fans only or selling them to Rams only for cheap or something.
Or you buy like 1,000 season tickets.
Yeah. I mean, there's 80,000 seats. You could probably buy like 10,000 or something to make sure only Rams fans are the ones close to the bowl.
Yes.
At least. Mace Windrew says, I'm getting some land far away from everyone. Shout out to you, Mace Windrew. I think that's something that's probably best. I'm hopping off social media and just kind of chilling, I think. As Jacoby Brissett drops back to pass and just short of his receiver. So 2nd and 10 now for the Arizona Cardinals, pinned back far in their own territory at about the 10-yard line. Jacoby Brissett felt some pressure off the edge from Cam Kitchens, ends up throwing the football down into the turf. Let's see here. 2nd and 10 now. 4:12 to go in the third quarter. Rams up 31-10. Jacoby Brissett drops back to pass, finds Michael Wilson for a really short gain of about 3 yards at most. So 3rd and 7 coming up for the Cardinals. 3rd and 6 in their own territory. Clock ticking past 4 minutes to go in this third quarter. Back to the game here. Talking about the lottery for a bit. Shane says being going to the Rams games. Yeah, I mean, I'd be going to the Rams games if I won the lottery too. Andres says touchdown Packers. You'll love to hear that. And they want to see the Packers beat the Bears. Jacoby Brissett in the shotgun, running back to his left. Michael Wilson is the receiver up right. They look like a false start, and they did call a late flag on the false start as their big body number 70 offensive tackle just jumped way too early there. Becca says calling a financial advisor is the first thing she'd do. Yeah, I mean, the only thing that scares me is like, I don't know, I can't trust anyone. Maybe I'll go to my regular tax lady and be like, here's $100,000. Don't steal from me. I'll just pay you $100,000 off the rip just to take care of my money, and I'll trust you. Because I've gone to one tax person my whole life so far, so she's been solid. Mm-hmm. This it's been my family, family person we've gone to too. So 3rd and 11, shotgun here from Brissett. He almost gets sacked from Kobe Turner. He ends up avoiding the sack, drops back to pass. I mean, crazy running to his left throw just behind his receiver. 4th and 11. It's going to be a punt for the Cardinals. Down 31-10, 3:09 to go in this third quarter.
And that's what the Rams needed. Another punt. Lonnie Walker IV saying Brissett could start for a couple teams. Maybe. Because I don't know how sustainable this is. You just don't know. That was nearly a safety, by the way. Brissett was able to get his way out of the end zone there.
You said Jameis Winston as a backup. Jacoby Brissett, a guy I would never mind as a backup quarterback for the Rams one day. Really good, solid, smart quarterback.
Yes. But the sound bites, though.
Not showing it right now. But I like the guy as a quarterback for sure. The break says, hey, what's up with Adams? I need anytime touchdown to win my parlay. Early in the game, this is the breaks. He had 2 opportunities in the red zone. That one was wide, kind of open in the back, low overthrow from Stafford. Then fade route, top of the route, he just overthrown again by Stafford early in this football game. Stafford since then has been on fire, but so on fire that it's just not even been close to the red zone for some of these red zone targets to Adams anymore. And the Rams are up 31-10. So I think they're just not throwing to Adams, the veteran, when you don't need to. If he goes up for a 50-50 ball and lands on someone's ankle in a game like this, you would definitely regret it. So the Rams are being cautious there, not throwing the football in harm's way to Adams. And then also shout out to the run game, Corum and Kyren with touchdowns. And then Puka with the seam route, deep ball in for the end zone. So just not really ideal if you have Adams in fantasy. Shout out to me, who has Adams in fantasy. Jim Everett says Rams home field. Shout out to being in Arizona, balling. A lot of Rams fans there. Gimli says, boys, smash that like button.
Yes.
Jim Everett says, sit the starters. This game is over. One more touchdown. I would have liked to see that. They didn't get the touchdown there, so we're hoping we can get it here shortly. Manuel says, let's go defense. I need 2 sacks. Manuel says, Michael Wilson is the name of that comedian that played in Police Academy that made the sound effects with his mouth. Wow, that's kind of crazy. Oh. I didn't know his name was Michael Wilson. Love that guy, by the way.
Yes.
Boys, wifey bought me a 32-ounce beer horn, and I'm 4 deep working on 5.
Oh.
Love to see that, Gimli. Drink another one for me. I gotta work later tonight. Can't be drinking beer here on stream. Maybe
Oh,
one of
man.
these days, but not today.
You got work on Sunday night?
Yeah, I'm always working, man. If I'm not working doing this, I'm working.
That's
TBD
fair.
says Arizona's horrible. TBD,
Yeah.
we told you earlier, man. We told you earlier. The Rams should be fine. You didn't believe us. Manuel says, Gimli, your wife is awesome. Agree there. It's unreal how teams can be this bad for this long in the NFL. Yeah, if you're an Arizona Cardinals fan, I mean, my God. There's like no chance. And the thing is, there's no future. I mean, that's the hard part for them. 3:01 to go. Stafford with the football, hands off to Blake Corum, it looks like, who does a nice little dance and a spin just to get 3 yards on first down. So 2:50 to go in Rams territory. Puka and Davante Adams both standing on the sideline here on first down and now second down. 31-10, Rams are up after a gain of 2 from Corum. 2nd and 8, Jordan Whittington joins Puka Nacua and Adams on the sideline. So no receivers out there for the Rams, aside from, looks like Xavier Smith, Terrence Ferguson, and another tight end, Colby Parkinson. Xavier Smith, or actually Kanata Mumfield, is a receiver. He makes the catch for a gain of 3 or 4 yards. Going to be 3rd and short for the Rams with 2:15 to go in the third quarter, up 31-10. You would like to see a score here to really feel comfortable sitting out receivers and starters.
Yes. TBD saying you said the Rams will be fine last week against the Panthers. Again, the Panthers are a much better team than the Cardinals. And Stafford was not playing his best, and Stafford's playing very well.
I thought they'd be fine.
The Rams look a lot better this week.
Stafford in the shotgun, drops back to pass, penalty on the play. They're going to say false start on the Rams. So 1:43 to go, false start Rams. The football will be in Rams territory still. Moving back 5 yards now. Terrence Ferguson, the rookie, making another rookie mistake today. Not what you want to see.
No. It's not how you get yourself on the field more.
Exactly. 3rd and 8 now for the Rams when it was just 3rd and short. See if they can get a first down to kind of really end this football game, take Stafford and company out of this game. Stafford in the shotgun, Kyren Williams to his right, Puka Nacua to his left, Davante Adams to the right. In the shotgun, 3 seconds to go. Stafford snaps the ball, drops back to pass. Completely unblocked defender, Zaven Collins, right in the face of Stafford. He spins out of it, luckily. But absolutely zero people even thought about blocking Zaven Collins. He comes right up the middle of the field, right past Kevin Dotson. Kyren Williams doesn't even pick that up either. And Stafford has to throw the ball into the turf. It's going, or the grass, actually. It's real grass out there, I think, for Arizona. And it's going to be 4th and 8. The Rams punt the football away. So not looking pretty on offense, but don't freak out. The Rams are up 31-10. Don't freak out.
No one should be freaking out at all. We got some more chats. Saying the loss of the Panthers was the best thing that could happen to the Rams. I do agree. Gimli's saying 9 out of 10, the Rams beat the Panthers. Yeah. Manuel, everyone keeps giving Ferguson stuff, but he's a rookie. Yeah. Yeah, I do agree. Again, these mistakes happen this late in the season when you're getting towards a playoff push. Don't get you on the field late in the season, so you don't want to see that right now for sure. As the Rams look to punt this one away, pin the Cardinals back deep once again.
Yeah, they pin him back within the 30-yard line, it looks like, but not too far back from Ethan Evans. Not the greatest of punts from him. So the Rams will come back out on defense, trying to shut this game out again. Get a touchdown here from Arizona wouldn't be nice. It would make you feel like you have to keep your starters out there. So 1 stop, 1 score. Let's get the starters out of here.
Yes. We have Jesse saying, is Stafford a top 5 QB of all time? I would say no. Because I have obviously Brady, Manning, Peyton, that is, Mahomes, Montana are your top 4. 5, I would say a guy like Breeze is better. Rodgers as well. What do you think, Josh?
It depends on what you're asking, right? It always goes back to, like, are we saying top 5 careers? Because that includes, like, Super Bowl appearances and things like that. And and stats and stuff? Or are we just saying like pure talent? I mean, we're talking about pure talent. Stafford is one of the best quarterbacks of all time, probably top 10 quarterback talents of all time. I'll say that just because of his arm talent, what he's been able to do with the football in his hand at times. But like stats, and you put on like how many Super Bowl appearances.
Well, if you're talking about pure talent, I have some names. I would say Mahomes has more pure talent than Stafford.
Exactly.
For
Brady,
sure.
you could argue like Stafford has more pure talent than Brady, but obviously Brady has 7 Super Bowls. You can never say Stafford's better than Brady.
I would say Lamar Jackson has more pure talent than Mahomes than Stafford.
You know what I mean? Like pure talent wise, right? But like overall, if you're talking about career, I'm looking at a list right now. So Tom Brady 1, easy. Joe Montana, a lot of people say 2. I say Peyton Manning's probably in the mix. I say Drew Brees is in that mix, but sure, Peyton Manning
Mahomes?
listed at 3 here. Johnny Unitas at 4.
No.
That's kind of too old for me. Otto Graham
Johnny
at
Unitas
5.
over Aaron Rodgers? No.
Otto Graham and Johnny Unitas, appreciate you guys, respect, salute, but we're done with the what is that word? We're done with the black and white era of sports, right?
Favre, yeah, you could put Favre over Stafford too.
Favre over
Over
Stafford.
Manning, though, I disagree.
I disagree. Favre over Stafford.
It's close.
I disagree. Favre over Stafford. Drew Brees, I think over Stafford.
What about Marino? Because that's also close.
San Marino's close. You give the ring credit to Stafford, you know?
Marino, I believe, does have an MVP, which Stafford does not.
Until this year. Stafford by get
Matthew
his ring
over
is,
Rodgers? Oh, I don't know about that.
MVP. For Stafford, you don't think?
Oh, no, well, he could get MVP, but I just saw someone say Matthew over Rodgers. I disagree. Don't forget Elway. I would put Stafford over Elway. It's close, but I would take Stafford over Elway.
Jacoby Brissett incomplete to Trey McBride. So 3rd and 8 now for the Arizona Cardinals. 24 seconds to go in this third quarter. Jacoby Brissett trying to get a first down, keep their hopes alive for this game, or their hopes are pretty slim. Roger Staubach in the mix. John Elway, Aaron Rodgers. So not
Big
top
Ben
5.
over Roger Staubach. What are we talking about?
Not top 5, but I think Stafford's top 10.
Oh, yeah, top 10. Like Stafford, Marino, Favre, Elway, Big Ben, those are kind of all, that's kind of like that conversation there.
Sorry to cut you off, Josh, but Nate Landman dives for an interception on Jacoby Brissett. Wide open receiver, but Jacoby Brissett just a little too low, and Nate Landman jumps in the way of the pass. Kobe Turner spikes that football with the entire defense right behind him. Nate Landman, instead of the fumble, he says, I can catch it through the air too. Brissett feels like he has an open receiver. Way too low of a pass. Michael Wilson was the target, and Nate Landman just jumps right in front of the quarterback's eyes and says, give me the football. Rams ball now in Arizona territory, deep in Arizona territory, with 18 seconds to go in the third quarter.
This could be game here. This could be game as we start the fourth quarter.
Ball at the 31-yard line already for the Rams in Arizona territory. Stafford in the shotgun, Kyren to his right. Drops back to pass, looks to his left, throws up to Puka Nacua, who makes the catch on the head top of Will Johnson, walks backwards into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Throws the football against the wall, flexes in the camera. One play,
hang on.
31 yards for a touchdown. Puka Nacua mosses Will Johnson. Are you kidding me?
What? I gotta see this play. I'm about to see it. 31-yard touchdown pass from Stafford. I mean, yeah, just an eat. Wow, what a catch there from Puka Nacua. But someone else in chat just said, I vote Josh Finehirsh as the best QB ever. I'd have to agree with that guy, honestly. I would have to agree. But Gimli says Brady, Manning, Montana, then toss up between Matthew and Rodgers. Again, I feel like Rodgers and Breeze are ahead of Matthew Stafford all the time. Even Mahomes at this point has already got 3 Super Bowls. I think you got to put him ahead of Stafford all time, even just from a pure talent perspective. I would put Stafford at somewhere around, because he got far, somewhere between like 6 and 8.
Someone said, what does Rodgers have? Oh, Gimli said, what does Rodgers have over Matthew? It's hard to like tangibly put into words. I just think like, I when I watch Aaron Rodgers, I think he not now, 42 years old. Obviously, Stafford's better now, but at
Yeah.
his prime, at his peak, just go back and watch like a couple of plays from Rodgers,
Yeah.
and he is. It's hard to put the tangible evidence. I'm sure the yardage and touchdowns are there, but like he just made throws that I just was like my mind would be boggled by what Aaron Rodgers could do in his prime. And so you got to
Yes.
give him that credit. Also, the yards wise, he has a ring as well. I mean, Rodgers is just an
And an
elite.
MVP and MVPs,
And I
which
love
Stafford
and
is
I
not.
love Matthew Stafford, but yeah, the MVPs is key, right? To prove to you to
Yes.
the league that you're the best quarterback in the league year after year is not easy to do. If it was easy to do, multiple quarterbacks would do it. Stafford would have done it multiple times, right? And he never has. And so love Matthew Stafford. And right now, currently, Stafford, of course, is playing like one of the best quarterbacks, if not the best quarterback in football. But peak for peak, man. I mean, you got to go back and watch Aaron Rodgers. I think we forgot who Aaron Rodgers was in his prime.
Rodgers was great. Rodgers before Mahomes was probably like the most skilled in terms of
I
just
mean,
like different skills quarterback ever.
there's people out there. This is how good Gimli. This is how good Aaron Rodgers is. There's people out there who say Rodgers is a better quarterback than Tom Brady. I don't care. They don't even care about the rings. That's how good Rodgers was in his prime. Now, I disagree. You have to go
Yeah, I
with
do too.
7 rings over one, right? Because 7 rings is insane. But yeah, ultimately, Rodgers is just that good. I think Rodgers is just that
Yeah.
good.
Stafford's been a top 3 QB for a decade. A top 3. Ooh.
I mean, I'll be honest, Gimli. Like a couple years ago, before Stafford won, go back to before Stafford won the bowl here, right? 2nd and 10, by the way, for Brissett. He drops back to pass. Balls at the 20. Oh my goodness! Throws the football to Bam Knight, who gets absolutely leveled by Jalen McCullough. Looked like, oh my goodness, what a hit! Puts the hammer down to put a nail in the coffin of this game. It's gonna be 3rd and long here. So as Mace Winger says, I kind of feel bad for the Cards being the team we played after losing last week. I knew they're going to take them out. Yeah, it's they're taking them out pretty heavily here. But Gimli, yeah, last take out the Super Bowl from Stafford, right, which is incredible. It was incredible. But if you're really being honest, right, the Rams did have to super stack that roster. Talking about Jalen Ramsey in
Yeah.
his prime, Aaron Donald in his prime, bring out Eric Weddle out of retirement. And they had a really good roster. Not taking away any credit from Stafford, but there was a great roster built around him. Before that roster was built around him, and before he came to the Rams, there was people saying multiple years that Stafford was maybe a top 12 quarterback. And like there was times that he just wasn't consistently that. Now, he was in Detroit, bad situation, all of that. I didn't know how good Stafford was till he came to the Rams. But now I'm realizing over the last 5 years, I'll give you that. Over the last 5 years, since they won the Super Bowl especially, I've realized, oh shoot, Stafford is actually one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time.
Oh yeah.
But I still think prime-wise, how long Rodgers did it, how long Breeze did it, how long those guys were just so good. That's why I give those guys a little bit of credit over Stafford. But again, Stafford's the Rams quarterback right now. I'm not going to hate on the guy. They're all great. They're all great.
Yes.
Let's just put it at that. They're all great.
Yes.
Manuel says Landman saw my comment and was like, "We need a coverage linebacker next year, Manuel." Yeah, we don't need a coverage linebacker next year, Manuel. Yeah, I mean, Landman hasn't been like obviously locked down in coverage, but great way to drop back and obviously I'll get that interception there. So
Yes. And Gimli is saying, I know how good Rodgers is / was, but other than an MVP, has nothing over Stafford. Stafford's whole career has put up crazy numbers. Yes. I mean, it's just more so the peak for peak. Aaron Rodgers, I think, is a better overall quarterback, mainly because of the legs. Because Stafford doesn't have the running edge that Rodgers had back. Obviously not now, but obviously, like 10 years ago, Rodgers was kind of able to scramble out of anything and make plays happen. Rodgers was kind of like the best scrambling quarterback ever for a little bit, and now until we saw Patrick Mahomes and Lamar. But so if you think about guys who could run, like a Michael Vick, he wasn't necessarily a great thrower with the running, or like a Randall Cunningham. But like you saw Aaron Rodgers be an elite thrower and an elite and smart runner too. That's why I think he's ahead of Stafford.
Jacoby Brissett avoids the sack a little bit, able to try to rush forward, but does get maybe sacked actually here by the Rams. If not, maybe lost or a gain of 1 on the run. He looks around. Jared Verse off the edge makes him step up, and Cam Curl ends up stuffing him. Looks like behind the line of scrimmage. You might be able to call that a sack for Cam Curl. So, again, Arizona just not a good team, dealing with way too many injuries. The Rams get a stop. It's 4th and 9. 14:20 to go in the fourth quarter. The punting unit is out there, and the Rams are up 38-10. Jimmy Garoppolo, will you be on the field in the fourth quarter? Let's wait and see.
Maybe not this drive, but I do think before the end of this game, Garoppolo is going to be on the field at some point. And then Manuel's saying, yes, I just need one more sack to be correct. You could get one more sack here for sure. Chris Shula hyping up the defense. Chris Shula, what a nice bounce back game for him, by the way. For sure. The defensive play calling today has looked a lot better than it did last week.
Yeah, 100% agree with you there. This defense has came out to play. Again, it's Arizona. We kind of expected this, but still, defense came out to play. Gimli says, I know how good Rodgers was, but other than the MVP, he has nothing over Matthew Stafford. His whole career has put up crazy numbers. Yeah, I agree, man. I mean, I got to look at the numbers and actually break it down for you. I think it's Rodgers, but Gimli, I'm not going to be mad at you for defending the Rams, guys.
No.
Yes, Breeze was a beast. I've always said Breeze is the best quarterback I've ever seen.
What?
He was throwing to nobodies. He was throwing to practice squad receivers so many times throughout his career, and Breeze was amazing.
Marquise Colston is not a practice squad wide receiver.
Sometimes, yes, he was. I'll pull up some names right now for you. There was times where he would have 5 different receivers catch a touchdown in one game, and they're all guys that aren't even on the roster. Oh, Blake Corum breaks off for a huge run. He's going to run for a touchdown. 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown. Blake Corum on 1st and 10 absolutely collapses and starts rolling in the end zone. Just absolutely explodes for a touchdown. So unexpected. Kind of saves me from saying that Breeze is the best quarterback I've ever seen. Josh Finehirsh looked like he was going to kill me on that one for saying that. We'll talk about that in a second. But
no, I have Drew Brees in my top 5. Drew Brees is top 5, but he's not the best quarterback I've ever seen.
Blake Corum takes the handoff, goes to the right, and then just huge hole, breaks out to the left. Good blocking from Kanata Mumfield, and absolutely just crashes in the end zone, collapses and rolls. And 45-10 is your score. Harrison Mevis, kick is up, kick is good. 13-46, the Rams are absolutely dominating this football game, just like we thought. I said 35-17 was your final score. I was a little bit off there. It's 45-10, and we're not even close to the final score of this football game.
No, well, I do believe this is the last drive for the Rams starting offense. As long as the Cardinals do not score, then this will be probably the last drive for the Rams starting defense as well. Tag everyone out, start resting. Now that we're going to be commercial break, Josh, I do want to see some of those names that you're going to bring up.
What names?
About Drew Brees.
Oh, okay. Let's look it up. Let's see.
Because now that we're in a commercial break and this is a blowout,
Drew
we can
Brees
do this.
Passing touchdowns. I wonder if they'll tell me like who he threw to.
If you look up like Drew Brees, like most passing touchdowns caught from Drew Brees, it'll give you like 10 names. Oh, Manuel with a $50 donation.
Manuel, are you crazy? What's going on here? Let me go back and see.
A $50 donation with a cool looking sticker.
Manuel,
how can I like this? I can't like it. Can you like it, Josh?
I can't like it. I can't even like this. Manuel. We got to pin this.
Well, is there a way that we can pin this with Tom Grossi?
I think so. I don't know. Maybe you could pin it over. I don't know. At this point, $50 donation.
I can't, unfortunately. Is there a way to unpin?
Transforming.
Tom, you might be unpinned, unfortunately. I'm sorry.
A transforming emoji. Manuel with a $50 dono. I mean, incredible. Can we just all clap it up? W's in the chat for Manuel. Everybody, if you're watching this, W in the chat for Manuel. I mean, what else can we do for you, Manuel? Thank you so much for your donation. Again, always much appreciated. I think a $50 dono, I don't really know if we could just give this. Can we just add him as a moderator at this point? I don't know if that's what he wants to do, but I mean, Manuel, I want to give you something for this, but Manuel, appreciate it.
Mace, Also in chat saying, shall we do a Dolphins Broncos reenactment? Well, we're not going to get to 70, I don't think. We don't have to get to 70 for this to be a successful game.
Manuel, thank
That
you
was for the
so
Blake
much.
TD, yeah. $50 donation for the $50 touchdown. TBD saying W. All of a sudden you're rooting for the Rams now, so we do appreciate that. Yeah, this game is over. But Josh, do you have some names for us though?
I was looking at Marquise Colston. He's not a practice squad guy, but 72 touchdown pass. Marquise Colston caught 72 receiving touchdowns. Jimmy Graham had let's see. Lance Moore. You know, Lance Moore had 38 touchdown receptions from Drew Brees. Brandon Cooks, beast, 20 receptions. Michael Thomas, obviously a lot. Robert Meacham had 25 touchdowns from Drew Brees. Kenny Stills had 8 tutties.
Kenny Stills was nice with the Dolphins.
He was nice with Dolphins. Let's see here. I'm trying to see every Drew Brees touchdown pass. That must be pretty cool. Let's see.
Are we counting Chargers touchdown passes too? Because I'm sure LaDainian's got a few.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm not saying that he only threw to practice squad guys. I'm just saying. Let's see. Lance Moore, Robert Meacham, Antonio Gates, Chargers days. As Arizona has the football, run up the middle, 3-yard gain here. Again, I still want to go back to giving Manuel some more love than that. Manuel, really appreciate you. Let's see here. Darren Sproles, Josh Hill, Reggie Bush, of course. Alvin Kamara, of course. Pierre Thomas.
Love me some Darren Sproles. Side note, but love me some Darren Sproles.
Trey McBride makes an incredible catch here, but still going to be short of the first down. Going to be third and short here for Arizona. Pierre Thomas, Traquan Smith, Ben Watson. And by the way, these guys aren't getting one touchdown. This is 12 touchdowns to Ben Watson. Could you even remember what jersey number Ben Watson was?
No.
Jared Cook. Bad Knight rushes up the middle, does get a first down for Arizona on 3rd and 3. So 12:55 to go. 45-10 is your score. And the Cardinals are rushing up a little bit, trying to move the football. Let's see here.
Is Kyler not looking happy on the sidelines?
Catch at the backfield. I think I've already proved my point. Devery Henderson has caught 21 receiving touchdowns from Drew Brees. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I'm just saying I have never heard of Devery Henderson. But I probably just don't know.
I bet if some Saints fans were in the chat, maybe they would remember him.
I probably just don't know ball. I made his point. Maybe I don't know ball.
I don't remember every Saints player.
Long-time player for the Saints. Jacoby Brissett throws the ball for another first down. Michael Wilson catches the ball 40-yard line for Arizona. So they're now in Rams territory. But anyways, Drew Brees never had the Randy Mosses of the world at receiver, and yet he was still breaking records throwing touchdowns. That's why I give him a lot of extra credit for sure. But Jacoby Brissett drops back to pass, throws it short of his receiver. So it's going to be 2nd and 10, 12:08 to go. A lot of time in this fourth quarter still. Back to it here. Manuel, again, appreciate your donation. I just got to I'm going to hype you up every 2 seconds.
Yeah.
I'm going to mention you every 2 seconds at this point. I'm going to talk about you. This video is sponsored by Manuel, by the way.
Yeah, literally.
W for Manuel. W's in the chat. Smash the like button, everybody else.
Yes,
subscribe. Says, you can send me some fat burgers, guys. The food out here in Colorado is boo-boo. I have not had fat burger, I don't think. I think I've had it once.
There used to be a fat burger like 10 minutes from my house. It was I'm so happy Shake Shack is down in Orange County now. It makes my day.
That's a good burger. Oh, Jacoby Brissett throws the ball to his receiver up the middle of the field. He spins off a tackle and gets more than a first down and more. So it's going to be at about the 20-yard line now for the Cardinals, threatening in the red zone. Rams defense, good time to make a stop here so you can make sure you get your veterans off the field. Fat burger solid. In-N-Out. You don't want In-N-Out? Mace Winger, we'll send you some In-N-Out.
I will say the In-N-Out fries, you got to get them light well because they give you extra salt that way.
I am a fan of In-N-Out fries. I don't think any other fries would work with In-N-Out's burgers. Does that make sense?
Oh, okay. I thought you meant in general because I was going to say, because I feel like Shake Shack fries taste better in general, but
maybe with
the In-N-Out burger, it does make sense.
Yeah,
Also, Chick-fil-A waffle fries, if cooked right, up there.
Manuel, since we want to keep showing you some love, can you drop in the chat what is your burger spot that's not fat? I mean, Mace Windrew has Fat Burger as a highlight. Where do you go, Manuel, for your burgers out here?
See if this is a catch or not. That is an incomplete pass. Hopefully they overturn
It
that.
was
That is
overturned. 2nd and 10 here. Jacoby Brissett in the shotgun, running back to his left. 11:37. This game still has a whole lot of time with the Rams up 45-10. Jacoby Brissett drops back to pass, throws out to his running back. It is Michael Carter, who makes a nice catch, nice spin, but only gains about 5 on the play. 3rd and 5 coming up for the Cardinals, and they're going to have to continue to try to work their way into the red zone. Gimli says, WTF is Shake Shack. I'm in South Utah. So Shake Shack is a East Coast burger, but it's kind of small, to be honest, in my opinion. A little pricey for how small it is. Michael Wilson just mossed Emmanuel Forbes for a touchdown. Jacoby Brissett drops back to pass, 3rd and 4, throws it up to the left, and Michael Wilson jumps up 50-50 ball on Emmanuel Forbes and just absolutely makes an incredible grab for a touchdown. Michael Wilson needs to get paid in this offseason. This is an incredible
not a free agent, though. We checked that.
Emmanuel Forbes in coverage. Just a great back shoulder throw. Jumps up only where his receiver can make the catch. Why I said Jacoby Brissett is a good quarterback. And Michael Wilson goes up and makes the grab.
Yeah, Michael Wilson up there. Yeah, Emmanuel Forbes. That's back-to-back. That's back-to-back weeks now that Emmanuel Forbes has kind of been mossed a little bit. So not great there. Michael Wilson. This is it. Michael Wilson again. 2-touchdown game. Could have picked him up in fantasy a couple weeks ago. I decided not to. I still have my 2 receivers coming up. I still got Ladd McConkey tomorrow and Rashee Rice tonight.
So I should have started Michael Wilson in fantasy, huh? But the Rams are up 45-17. Charles says, nice to hear you guys have your conversations, but you guys talk too much, not paying attention to the game. Sorry about that, Charles. We usually don't have these conversations, but the Rams are up 45-17. So kind of
so there's not much to pay attention unless the Cardinals were to get a pick 6 on the first play of the next drive. Then we'd start paying a little more attention. But if that does not happen, then we can kind of just talk a little bit. But now that it's a commercial break, we can talk about something else. You know what happened this week, Josh?
What's up?
Spotify Wrapped Apple Music replays happened this week.
Yes, you're right.
Everyone in chat who asked Spotify, what was your listening age? Mine was 35.
I don't have Spotify. I'm an Apple Music guy. Always been an Apple Music guy. I've been loyal to that. So I don't have a Spotify age, but I'm assuming I would be like 35, 38, something like that. A lot of Drake in my playlist. Sorry to all the Dodger fans out there with the Kendrick Lamar bumping. Manuel, by the way, he says, I've always enjoyed a Whopper with cheese, no onion. I've never been a Burger King guy, Manuel. Don't kill me for it. Never been a Burger King guy myself. But he does say In-N-Out double-double. I do In-N-Out double-double with whole grilled onions. That's my move there.
Okay.
TD says In-N-Out is awesome. If ever in Lincoln, New England, hit Honest Abe's. That sounds incredible. Flying Ryan says, garbage time, Brissett, let's go. Gimli says, is Forbes going to be okay moving forward? Yeah, Forbes is fine. You're up 45-10. Just a great throw, great catch. You can't really get too upset at Forbes. He had a great game today. I didn't really see his name called too much today. No flags. Wasn't really getting thrown all over today. So I liked what we saw from Emmanuel Forbes in today's game. Hagrid says, I've always enjoyed the good old In-N-Out. It's hard not to, right? TJ Gregory says, Forbes is horrible. I was at the game last week and it looks worse in person. Yeah, he definitely had some bad games last week. Bad game last week. He's had his moments this year. I think he had a solid game today. Sorry, Charles Oliveira. Lights out, game over. Gimli says, yeah, that's where it's at for us. 45-17. Flying Ryan says 29, but Olivia Rodrigo probably pulled it down. Flying Ryan. Olivia Rodrigo fan. I love it. Olivia Rodrigo, by the way, her first album, Sour, one of the best albums ever.
Really?
One of the best albums. Not ever. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. One of the best albums last couple years. Great album.
Really? I'm not an Olivia Rodrigo fan. So, wait, Josh, who was your top artist on Apple Music Replay?
You really want to ask? You really need to ask? I'm embarrassed.
Was it Drake?
It's an unhealthy amount of Drake in my Apple
Oh
Music.
God.
But who's your number one?
My number one. I don't know if you know that. You'll know this artist, Josh. I was heavy on West Coast hip hop this year. Mine is Shoreline Mafia.
Okay, Josh, I'm impressed, dude. That's the most West Coast answer you could possibly have.
It is. I think
Shoreline
OGZ
Mafia.
has some of the best flow on the West Coast ever. I love OGZ. Number two for me was Mike Sherm,
There
some
you
Bay Area.
go,
I know.
Josh. I did
I
not
love West
expect
Coast
those
music.
names for you.
I love West Coast. Number 3 and 4. It was going back to some SoundCloud rap. We got Cardi. We got Uzi. Had to go back to some SoundCloud rap this year.
Quick update for
Number
everyone.
5.
Quick
One
update
of my
real quick.
favorites of all time. I think a super underrated artist when it comes to all-time rankings. The legend himself, T-Pain.
There we go. Josh, I'm impressed with your music taste. We'll get to that in a second as I want to update everyone. As I know Charles was saying, I need to get back to the game. So on first down, it was a 6-yard run from Ronnie Rivers. So no Corum, no Kyren Williams. And also, number 11 is the quarterback for you right now. Corum standing on the sideline with his helmet off. And Stafford has the hat on, talking with the coaches, laughing. Puka, towel on his head. This looks like it's a Jimmy Garoppolo game for the rest of this one. 10:25 to go. 45-17, Rams are up. 2nd and 4 here. Ball at the 46-yard line. And it looks like either encroachment or Rams have a false start with Jimmy Garoppolo not being on the same page. Delay of game, actually, it is for the Rams. So Garoppolo has his time to kind of get back in tune with the offense, as this is important, right, for the Rams. If Stafford ever deals with an injury, you want to make sure these guys are ready to go, the backups. And I'm seeing an update here. Colston Loveland for the Bears ties the game for the Packers, 21-21. So that is now the game to go watch. If you do have that game, go watch Packers-Bears. Garoppolo.
Stay with us for the audio, but you can have Packers-Bears on in the background. I'm surprised some other artists didn't make my rap. I thought Kendrick would make it. Probably just outside. Same thing with Tyler, the Creator. I really loved Don't Tap the Glass. Thought it was a great album. Surprised Tyler didn't make it into my rap either.
Garoppolo throws it out wide. Looks like he had a first down, but it's a flag. It looks like illegal formation or illegal shift before the snap or at the snap. But yes, look at TJ Gregory. He says, Josh, I am shocked. I'm pretty sure he's talking about you in terms of your music taste. Shout out to you, though, Josh. That's an incredible
I love West Coast hip hop. It's my favorite genre. I'm surprised Snoop didn't make it either. I was listening to a lot of old Snoop this year. I went back to a lot of older music this year because I felt like a lot of the music that came out this year, Tyler's album was really good. The Clips album, if you didn't listen to the Clips album, Let God Sort Him Out, really, really good album.
Josh is more of an LA guy than me for sure in terms of music. I'm incredibly impressed, Josh. And we're going to talk about this in a couple seconds. Let me just call these couple plays out. As it's 9:36 to go, 3rd and 12 now for the Rams after a couple penalties. So Jimmy G not really on the same page with his offensive line. Needs to lock in here. 45-17, 3rd and 12. Still 9:25 to go. All 3 timeouts for Arizona. The Rams got to make sure they continue to try to put some pressure on this team, as right now, 3rd and 12, run up the middle with Ronnie Rivers gets about half. So 4th and 6, the Rams will be punting the football away. And Arizona has a chance to score here, down 45-17, 9 minutes to go. The clock will take under 9 after this punt. Let's see here. Josh is not Burger King, guys. I think I need to find a new stream. LOLJK. Gimli, Burger King, man. Burger King, of all places to fight for. But you know what? I don't eat it much, so I can't really hate on it. I need Devontae Adams to stop playing like a poop emoji. Rob, he is done for the game. He's probably not coming back on the field. I'm sorry to tell you. Carl Jr. isn't too bad. Yeah, Carl Jr. is all right, TBD.
Yeah, it's okay.
But hands down, the best burger out there is the one you can make at home. Honestly, you're probably right. Homemade burgers, fire. Bears-Packers game is insane. Yeah, if you guys have Bears-Packers on your local channel, turn to it and give us updates because that game looks really fun to watch right now. I wouldn't be surprised, by the way, if the Rams somehow get a touchdown that they flip to that game here on the West Coast. And we can maybe finish the stream with that one because this game is definitely in the refrigerator with Jimmy G out there. Gimli says, I'm old. Slipknot. Coulter Wall? Don't really listen to either.
I know. I have listened to a little bit of Slipknot. I have a friend who's a huge Slipknot
Yeah,
fan.
obviously.
It's not necessarily my type of music.
Not my music. Slipknot is legendary, but not my music. Jacoby Brissett, sorry, drops back to pass. Has a wide open receiver who just literally drops the football. So 8:23 to go, fourth quarter. Rams up 45-17, second and 10 for the Arizona Cardinals, deep in their own territory. We got another donation from
Yes.
TD. Appreciate you for the donation. $2 dono. TD, let us know a question you have in mind. As actually, he did have a question earlier. He said, who is the worst matchup for the Rams in the NFC? What do you think, Josh?
Ooh. I mean, I just feel like it's the Eagles. I just do. Every time we play the Eagles, I get disappointed.
Jacoby Brissett, first down to guess who? Michael Wilson. By the way, we talked about Emmanuel Forbes not having a great game. He had a good one, I think, today.
Besides that,
Ahkello Witherspoon is not having a good game today.
No.
He's getting absolutely cooked by Michael Wilson as Trey McBride gets the catch on first down. It's going to be second and about 4 to go, maybe 5 for the Cardinals. But yes, the worst matchup in the NFC, TD, I think. Appreciate your donation. It's probably going to be the Eagles. It just doesn't seem the Rams match up super well with them when they're on. Now, right now, I'm not scared of the Eagles at all. Their offense is not good. Their defense has been holding up pretty well, but overall not doing the greatest as Michael Wilson makes Ahkello Witherspoon fall on his feet after a huge catch and run. Michael Wilson dominating this football game, dominating Ahkello Witherspoon, and Ahkello Witherspoon does not look right.
No. Hopefully they didn't rush him back from the injury. Yeah, the Eagles, their best half of offense came against us in that second half, which also scares me. That was the only half. They looked like an actual competent offense throughout the entire year. They looked elite that half. So
and they beat you, right? They beat you, so.
Yes.
Now what you want to see?
Oh, God.
Witherspoon.
I just saw the replay of the Witherspoon play.
Yeah.
I think he slipped.
He did, but he's just getting cooked today. I mean, it's ridiculous.
With Don saying Witherspoon is barbecue chicken today. Yeah, he is. Witherspoon was great the first 2 games. Obviously worked his way back from the collarbone injury. Just not ideal. Trey McBride, it says 15 straight game with 5+ catches. Ties longest streak by a tight end with Travis Kelce.
Jacoby
McBride is awesome.
With his feet here, gets the first down for the Cardinals. First and 10, 6:32 to go. 45-17. Brissett not going to keep his foot off the gas here. He really wants, obviously, to continue to try to play well for himself, for his future. And Brissett in the shotgun. Michael Carter to his right. Drops back to pass. Looks over the middle of the field. Has all the time in the world. Kobe Turner says, never mind, not anymore. But then he dumps it off to Michael Carter, who runs in for a first down and more. In the red zone now of Rams territory for the Cardinals. So Jacoby Brissett getting very creative in the pocket, bouncing around on his toes, gets another first down as they're continuously marching their way down the field. Arizona is.
Yeah, well, again, this we're not really going to count this. This is garbage time. If they score, they score.
Jacoby Brissett in the shotgun, drops back to pass, looks to his right, fires right to nobody, no receiver in the area. First and 10, now second and 10. 5:38 to go in this fourth quarter. Again, game is running out of time here, so not enough time for the Cardinals, but they're going to try to put up points here to finish this football game. Let's see if I can keep catching up on some more. One thing I always appreciate about In-N-Out, all through the lines. The lines are long. They move very fast. Yep, you're right.
They do.
They do. Standing ovation, Mr. Finehirsh, for your music taste.
Hey, listen, by the way, when I visited my family over the summer, I made a playlist for my cousin and just saying, she liked the playlist. So once this game gets its commercial break again, I'll go through my top songs of 2025 because I have to find them again. But
Gimli giving us the updates. 3:32 left in the Packers game. Green Bay now up after a touchdown from TBD says touchdown Green Bay. Andres says touchdown Packers.
Okay.
And then Carlos in the chat with the Rams winning by a bunch. He's still negative. Says good bounce back win, but these quarterbacks are so bad. How are they going to cover the Lions receivers? Rush can't get the quarterback.
The Lions receivers, I think he actually has a point about those receivers. It was the Cowboys, so let's not really dig too deep into that. But if the Lions are on, if Goff has time, he's going to find J-Mo. He's going to find St. Brown. Like, he's going to find his receivers if he has time. The pass rush next week is going to be key.
Jacoby Brissett drops back to pass, goes to Michael Wilson over the middle of the field. It is way over his head as he's fully covered, so not going to get any type of opportunity there. 5:34 to go, 3rd and 10, 45-17, Rams are up. Carlos, if you can enjoy a 45-17 win, I mean, I just don't know when you're going to have fun watching the Rams. Manuel says Josh is his first game back from the injury. I think his second game back now. But, yeah,
Yes.
no, I agree with you. I don't want to kill Keelan Witherspoon for it. Have your bad game now versus Michael Wilson and figure it out versus, Amon-Ra next week. But, he's just got to play better if the Rams are going to do anything. And Carlos is talking smack now. I don't think Forbes has been awful again, but,
No.
Keelan Witherspoon has been kind of bad, and that's fine. He is coming back from injury, so it's fine. He didn't kill you in today's game. Hopefully he can figure it out as the season ends. I'll get toward the end here. The Rams, Don says, this game was over with 12 seconds to go in the third quarter. Flying Ryan says, looks like I should have played Loveland over Strange. I mean, who would have guessed that? Jacoby Brissett, 4th and 10. Ball at the 16-yard line. Drops back to pass. This is the game for the Cardinals. Brissett steps up into the pocket, running away from the pressure. Spins out the pressure again. Looks back, drops back, throws into the end zone. It is nearly caught but tipped out. It is Troy Reeder in coverage who says, seatbelt, seatbelt. Troy Reeder with the seatbelt emote on him as he locks
Troy
up.
Reeder.
It was a wobbling ball that really went slow into the end zone. And Troy Reeder's laughing about it as he knew he made a pretty solid play there, but obviously he's not necessarily seatbelt locked down all the time. Troy Reeder. But Brissett, great job in the backfield, just running from the pressure, looks down the field, throws a wobbler, and it wasn't really even close. Troy Reeder with the seatbelt lockdown.
3 times he did the
lockup. Mad, asking for a penalty as someone hit him in the face mask. Not called. Jimmy Garoppolo, 5:17 to go with the football, trying to ice this game out. Looks like Ronnie Rivers will have the football in his hand to close this one out. 9-yard gain on first down. Gimli, you got to give him that credit. Seatbelt. Give Troy Reeder a little bit of credit there. That was a lockdown. I love the dance on it. Donald says, what does it mean if the Packers win? If the Packers win, the Rams should be the number 1 seed in the NFC. If I'm not mistaken, Josh, you tell me.
Yes, if the Packers win and the Rams are going to win. But if the Packers win, the Rams would be the number 1 seed in the NFC after today. Yes.
Same record as the Seattle Seahawks, so the Rams still have some games to take care of down the stretch. They can't loosen up throughout this end of the season. Ronnie Rivers rushes up the middle for another Rams first down. Here's some stats real quick on this football game to see how the Rams won. 12 rushes for 128 yards and 2 touchdowns from Blake Corum. Incredible game from Blake Corum. Might be the best game of his career. Stafford, 22 for 31, 281 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. And Puka Nacua, 7 catches, 167 receiving yards, and 2 receiving touchdowns. Gosh, I wish that was Devontae Adams. It was not. Shout out to Puka Nacua.
Yeah, they've been doing awesome. Andres saying we own the tiebreaker over Seattle for now. Yes. Donald saying thanks. Thank you, Donald, for tuning in.
Yeah, and for now, that's a key right there from Josh. For now. So obviously with the same record, the record being tied, Seahawks and Rams. Yeah, for now you have a tiebreaker, so you be the number 1 seed, but you still have work to do. You can't slip up and have any more slip-ups like that Carolina game. Would have been nice to win that Carolina game to be sitting at 11-2, but ultimately the Rams have to continue winning football games throughout the rest of this season. 3:15 to go in the fourth quarter. Rams up 45-17. Jimmy G and other backups in the game. Ronnie Rivers with another handoff. Would like to see Jimmy G drop back to pass at some point, but the Cardinals defense is not allowing it as they just keep letting Ronnie Rivers get more and more first downs. Detroit versus the Rams. Stafford and Goff.
Yes.
Both facing off in revenge games versus their former teams. Going to be 1 p.m. game next week. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already, so you don't miss our live streams. But always going to be great to see Stafford and Goff going against their former teams. Huge trade in Rams history, NFL history as of late. But it's also just fun to see that game as it's two top NFC teams competing.
Yes, it will. And obviously, Andres says in chat as well, December 18th just keeps getting more and more interesting. Yeah, Rams and Seahawks, both teams could be going into that one 11-3. Winner of that game probably wins the division. So that's going to be a very important game in Seattle in 10 days from now, which we will be live for as well on Thursday night. Gimli is saying, nope, the reader has been awful since the Rams Super Bowl run. If Zach Taylor attacked in the Super Bowl, we'd still have Aaron Donald on the Rams.
Gimli.
Maybe, but also Aaron Donald, I felt like after they won the Super Bowl, he was already kind of done. Even if they lost and then they won, let's say 23, they win, then he probably still isn't on the Rams. So maybe he plays a little longer. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if that's necessarily the case with Aaron Donald, but Gimli, Troy Reader is not good. I'm messing around. It was kind of funny to see him with the seatbelt emoji.
3 times, by the way. 3 times for the seatbelt emote.
The seatbelt emote was just funny to me. That's all it was. But Gimli's not good. I mean, Reader's not good. We know. Andres says we own the tiebreaker over Seattle. Yeah, for now.
Yes, we do.
Rams back, take back the 1 seed. Yeah. Yep.
All right. Now that we got a commercial break.
Yes.
Everyone's waiting for the top 5 songs.
Oh, yes, your top 5 songs. Okay.
I'm going to start from 5 and go to 1. At 5. Didn't expect this. It's a banger, though. Temperature by Sean Paul. Love me some Sean Paul. At number 4, we go back to the West with Blow the Whistle by Too Short. Again, Bay Area, but we got to give respect to Too Short. Number 3, this is hilarious that this is in my top 5. But this song, I don't care. The song is good. Kiss Me Through the Phone by Soulja Boy.
That's a great song. Surprising in 2025, it's that high up. That's a great song.
Number 2, we have Big Dog by AZ Chike and Mike Sherm. AZ Chike, ever since the Kendrick album, really gotten into his music. Super underrated West Coast artist. Yeah. You should check him out if you haven't already. And number 1, surprising this is number 1, another 2000s club banger. We have Right There by Chingy. Great song.
Okay. That's a great
Some other songs on my playlist. I have my Your Top Songs playlist. We have some SOB RBE and my favorite Bay Area hip hop artist. The last song I played from this playlist, we have some YG, some In the Dark by YG. I'm telling you, I was all West Coast this year. With some SoundCloud rap snuck in there as well. We have some Yeet, some Fetty Wap. We have a lot of Nelly on the playlist as well.
Josh, man, I'm telling you, your music taste is impressive. It's impressive, dude. These are all songs that are like legendary songs.
They're like late 30s who played me all like this 2000. I'm just saying 2000s, especially Southern club rap.
I just don't listen to them anymore. Like to be in my top 10 and 5, I don't listen to them that much. So I'm really impressed that you still have those in your rotation heavy.
Because the new music is not. I sound old at only 23, but the new like music, it's like outside of the Tyler the Creator. The JID album this year was kind of disappointing to me. After the Forever Story, I really thought JID like God Doesn't Like Ugly was going to be really good, but it was fine. Like VCR, I think Vince Staples as well. I think Vince Staples is the most underrated artist out there, along with Denzel Curry. If you don't listen to those two, please go check them out. 2 of the better, newer artists as well. A$AP Rocky as well was on my playlist. Please drop an album. It's been way too long, A$AP Rocky, please. But
yeah,
again, no Drake on my playlist. I'll say that much.
By the way, for the update on the Rams game, they're just kneeling this one out. So Jimmy G knees on first down. No timeouts from Arizona called. They have all 3, but they're not calling them. So they're going to let this game be kneeled out as well. So great W for the Rams, 45-17. My guess was 35-17. So a little bit off. Underestimated the Rams apparently in this game. But yeah, shout out to Joshua Finehirsh for his top 5 songs. Incredible to see.
Hang on, we got a chat from TJ. People absolutely love JID's album. If you're talking about the Forever Story, yes, the Forever Story, in my opinion, was one of the best albums of the last 20 years. It was an amazing album. If you're talking about God Doesn't Like Ugly, there were some highlights on there. I thought Community with Vince Staples was a highlight, but yeah, besides that, Mace, I have this strong feeling you were banging the last album by Lil Wayne. No, the Carter 6 was not good. No.
Yeah.
If we're talking about Carter 3, Carter 4, oh, trust me, that's on the playlist, but not Carter 6.
Well, it's official. The Rams take care of business in this one. By the way, I remember I started Blake Corn in one of my fantasy leagues. So shout out to me for that call. I was a little nervous about a pregame, but it ended up being a great one. So the Rams take care of business, improve to 10-3, and now we await the finish of the Packers and Bears game. And you know what? I'll commentate for you guys as the Fox on NFL on Fox says we'll give you the bonus coverage, Josh. It's 4th and 1. 27 seconds to go. Timeout Packers. Caleb Williams will have the football down by 7. 4th and 1 here. We'll wait and see on what's going to happen with this game because it does mean a lot. Again, Packers win, Rams are number 1. Bears win, the Bears are number 1. We want to see, obviously, the Packers win in this situation. Gimli says, guys, I'm working on number 6, 32-ounce beer horn. Gimli, I am absolutely ridiculously jealous of the fact that you can just drink 6 of those in one sitting. Also jealous of the fact you're doing it right now. I wish I was there with you.
Yes.
For sure, enjoying that. Let's go. 4th and 1. This is the game here for the Bears. 27 seconds to go. 4th and 1. Caleb Williams sends a tight end in motion, fakes the handoff to Swift, throws it down into the end zone. Interception by the Packers. Finish the football game. Caleb Williams rolls to his left, but Nixon in coverage jumps up and says, give me the football, give me the W, give me the game. Interception, Packers defense. Caleb Williams, honestly, if he just handed the ball off to DeAndre Swift, might have got a first down. They decided to go play action and roll Caleb to the left. Caleb makes a horrible decision throwing the football to look like DJ Moore.
No, DJ Moore is not in the game. DJ Moore is out today. I believe that was Cole Kmet.
Or no, DJ Moore's back. He's right there running in the middle of the field. It was Cole Kmet, but DJ Moore was actually wide open.
Wait, why did I see that DJ Moore was not playing today?
Not sure, but Cole Kmet actually was the target, and he was absolutely covered by Nixon. Don't know what Caleb Williams was looking for. The replay shows him yelling a little bit, a little frustrated for sure. 2 timeouts for the Bears, but not enough time. Jordan Love will kneel this game out. 22 seconds left, and that game will be over. So the Packers win the football game. A huge help for the Rams as the Packers will improve to 9-3-1. The Bears will fall to 9-4 after 9-4 after this game.
Yes, 9-4.
So the Rams will take over the number 1 seed. The Seattle Seahawks will take over the number 2 seed in the NFC. But they'll both be 10-3, and now depending on next week's matchup, we'll have to wait and see on what Seattle does and what the Rams do versus Detroit. And all of a sudden,
yes,
like we said, December 18th looks like it's going to be the game of the year for the NFC West.
Yes, and by the way, Josh, just a little correction. The Seahawks will still stay at 5 because they're not in a division lead.
Oh, sure.
Unless no, they're probably going to, the Packers, I believe, are going to move up to the division lead because they're 9-3-1 compared to the Bears being 9-4. The Bears are going to go to 6. Seattle will move up to 5 because they'll have a better record than Green Bay. And the 7 seed will stay the Niners for right now, the Lions on their tail.
Yeah, and the Seattle Seahawks, by the way, they will be facing off against the Indianapolis Colts, a matchup that was going to be tough until we just got the update that Daniel Jones, obviously dealing with the Achilles type of injury, obviously hoping for the best for him as just a player. Don't want to see him go down with anything serious. No. But if he is out for next week's game, then that game all of a sudden becomes a little bit easier for Seattle, tough for the Rams going in versus Detroit. The Rams have to take care of business versus a very good NFC opponent.
I'm trying to see. It looks like Daniel Jones, according to Yahoo Sports, Coach Shane Steichen hints at Daniel Jones' injury being season-ending.
Sarah says, bro, WTF, you guys talking about the game? Talk about the game. Guys, the Rams had won a long time ago, 45-17. Game is over. Nothing to talk about there. Gimli says, A$AP Rocky, yikes. Finehirsh.
Yeah, well, no, A$AP Rocky is a lot of great music.
Back in the day. Maybe not anymore, I don't think. Mace Winger says, I have a strong feeling that
I want the album to come out just to see what he can do.
You read that earlier. Manuel says, my wife just told me that I need to pick up my daughter from her friend's birthday party, so I'm counting on you guys to tell me the rest of the game. That is it,
Game's
Manuel. The
over.
Rams kneeled that one out. It is over. The Rams win 45-17. The Packers win versus the Bears. That was huge after an interception from the Packers defense. So the Rams are now the number 1 seed. TJ says, fellas, another great time as always. Thank you for all that you do. Appreciate you, TJ. Really, really appreciate it. It is sometimes tough to kind of take time out your day to sit and stream a whole football game. It takes 3 hours, right? But overall, we love doing it for you guys. So appreciate your support on the channel. Gimli says, listen to Steven Wilson Jr. His music is going to save the world. Okay.
All right, I'll listen to it. I'll search it up right now. I'm going to put it in my Spotify.
I will. TD says, going to Chicago does not scare me as much as going to Philly. Yeah, agree with you there. Chicago, they've proven to be a pretty good offense at times, but they're just not like, they don't scare me. Their consistency isn't there. Caleb Williams makes questionable decisions, as we just saw, to end that football game, right? So not really too worried about that. El Stradamus says, Rams got that dub. Bears are going to lose.
Yes.
Thanks, Packers, and thanks for Seattle beating the Falcons. Now, if all the teams could just lose. Yep, agree with you there. If Indianapolis can somehow beat Seattle next week, that's huge. And then obviously the Rams got to take care of business versus the Lions. But everything kind of fell in the right way for the Rams today. Rams winning, Bears losing, and then even the Falcons losing. Still, I know you don't want to see Seattle win, but the Falcons losing, again, helps the Rams with their draft pick. Don't forget about that point there. 6 and 7 seed for Seattle. Yeah, you're right, Andres. My apologies for saying 2.
Yeah.
He said 5 now. TD says, gotta beat Goff next week. Gotta beat Goff.
Yeah, we do.
There's loss. Krim says, always great hanging out during the game. Can't wait to face
Thank you,
Detroit.
Krim. We enjoy having you.
It's going to be a huge game.
Yes.
Y'all know the Colts are now a win. Go Hawks. Yeah, might be, unfortunately, with the injury, but we'll wait and see on some updates for Daniel Jones. Ramley, you all enjoy the rest of your day. See you guys against the Lions. Horns up. Appreciate you, Mace. Again, appreciate you for your support always, but thank you for your donation today. Thank you for just supporting and being in the chat and listening while you're at work. Thank you, Mace, again, and joining in on the Star Wars talk. That was fun.
Yes.
Well,
see, looking at some stats here, Matthew Stafford finished 22 for 31, 281, 3 touchdowns. Brissett, 25 for 44, 271 yards, 2 TDs and a pick. Corum, 12 carries, 128 yards, 2 touchdowns. Kyren, 13, 84, and a touchdown as well. Puka was 7 for 167 and 2. Colby Parkinson was actually the second leading receiver, 3 for 32 and 1. Adams, bit of an off game, 4 for 29. Davis Allen, 2 for 21. And Kyren, 2 for 13. A couple other people got 1 catch each. Obviously, Landman got the interception. Cam Cora was credited with a sack, as was Byron Young. So the Rams got 2 sacks on the day. Actually, 3. Kobe Turner as well. Looking at the Cardinals, no one got any sacks on their end. Looking at Michael Wilson, 11 catches, 142 yards, 2 touchdowns. A great game for him, as the Broncos do beat the Raiders by 7 to improve to 11-2. Jacoby Brissett led the team in rushing, which is never a good sign. 4 carries, 22 yards. Bam Knight, 7 for 16. Michael Carter, 3 for 13. 51 total yards. The Rams over 500 yards of offense today. So definitely a very, very great performance for them. The bounce back they needed for sure.
Incredibly great. And we kind of anticipate this again before the game had started. But overall, I mean, just really nice to see the Rams actually, do it. Sometimes you face a team, a division rival, you don't necessarily get this dominant of a performance when you're expecting to get a dominant performance with the injuries that Arizona had. Yet the Rams do dominate absolutely from beginning to end pretty much. After it was 10-10, it took care of business. I'm watching some highlights here from the Browns, by the way. Shador did look pretty great there in that game.
Yeah, he did.
Going for 2 to tie the game. They just missed communication on the play. They forgot the play.
And the Falcons, it looks like here, kind of gave up on that JSN touchdown. Just saw a Falcons highlight. They kind of just let JSN score.
But back to the Rams. Yeah, I mean, by the way, I started Blake Corum in fantasy. I think if you're the guy playing against me, you got to be upset. I mean, Corum's year has been like 2 points, 5 points, 2 points, 1 point. Last week versus Carolina, he did have a 14-point fantasy game in my league. but to have 25 points in fantasy today, Blake Corum, I love you. Saved my day today in that league for sure.
That's good. That's good.
By the way,
I'm
before
a
the
big...
game even ended, Daniel Jones for the Colts was already in a walking boot on the sideline, pads off before the game even ended. Headset on and everything. So not great news there for any Colts fans. Watching Jalen Warren pop off for a 30-yard touchdown as the Steelers beat the Ravens to really huge game for the AFC North.
Yeah, it is. Ravens do not look good right now. They do not look good at all. But the fact that Daniel Jones is in a walking boot and not immediately in crutches going to get it checked out is kind of a good sign, actually, for the Colts. That he was able to stay in a walking boot.
By the way, the Saints actually somehow, some way, beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to improve to 3-10 and make the Buccaneers fall to 7-6. So crazy game there in the NFC, not expected for any Tampa Bay fans. But got a horns up sign here from CMD. We had TD saying thumbs up. We had Charles saying great game, guys. Look forward for SeaWorld next week. The Rams and the Lions. Looking for SeaWorld. CMD says Goff has not beat the Rams in SoFi. And then Manuel says Puka had his very first 2-touchdown game this season, I'm assuming.
Yeah, he did.
Is it all year or his whole career? Or
no, season.
Okay.
For sure, I don't know about career, but for sure season. And Gimli is saying, are you all planning on doing this in the playoffs?
Yeah.
Yes.
100% want to do this in the playoffs. Hopefully you guys can join in with us. Hopefully we'll have next week for sure we'll have the scoreboard up for the game. Want to make sure that's up there so you guys can see the score as we commentate and maybe add some more things for you guys. Any donations that come, we'll try to get some ideas throughout the week on what we can do for those. Charles says yes.
No, they just said career high 2 touchdowns. Fox just said career high 2 touchdowns.
Wow. Shout out to Puka. Yeah, so you're right. Who was that said that? Manuel says Puka had his first 2-touchdown game. Wow, incredible there. Obviously, Cooper Kupp kind of the red zone targets there when he was here. And now Devontae Adams eating up the touchdown. So it makes sense for Puka, but shout out to Puka for his first 2-touchdown game in his career. Charles says, yes, from here on, the Rams have to win their games. I've been around since I was 9 years old, now 64 years old, going to be 65 in March. Wow. Shout out to you, Charles, for tuning in with us. Appreciate you for tuning in, letting us know all of that. Appreciate you for being a fan here.
Yes, we appreciate everybody for tuning in as always.
And Dusendu says Rams defense needs to show up next week. Yep, 100% for sure. I mean, we can talk a little bit about next week real quick before we call it a day here on the stream. Rams going against Detroit, right? It's a good team. Yes. I don't think this is the best we've seen the Lions play. They did play well versus the Cowboys, but it is the Cowboys. I mean, the Cowboys have not been a consistent team this year. So can't really go too crazy on that game. But Jahmyr Gibbs has become, and he always was, but he's definitely emerged as one of the best running backs in the league. So the Rams got to slow down that running attack. And in the passing game, Jahmyr Gibbs will leak out and get a lot of action in the passing game as well. You got to look out for that. You got to put pressure on Goff. The Rams have done a good job of pressuring quarterbacks, but finishing through that pressure and getting sacks has still been kind of a little bit lackluster the last couple of weeks. I think I want to see some more sacks on Goff. You get him to the ground, I think he'll be affected. Amon-Ra coming off an ankle injury. He looked fine after that ankle injury, not practicing last week, but playing on Thursday. So you got to look out for Amon-Ra, of course, and don't forget about the speed of Jameson Williams. I mean, if you have a Keeler Witherspoon on Amon-Ra, then you have Emmanuel Forbes on Jameson Williams. You really got to have some help over the top of Emmanuel Forbes and Jameson Williams in coverage, because whichever guy is guarding them, no one's fast enough to keep up with them necessarily. So you got to make sure you look out for Jameson Williams. That offense scares me, but the Rams offense, I think, can easily match with that. So if you're looking for a kind of a back and forth brawl by two powerful offenses, that's kind of what I expect to see.
I do too. I think it's going to be a pretty high scoring game. Home game, again, more so a revenge game for Goff, because Stafford was kind of traded to help his career, and Goff was kind of traded to just be like, we're kind of done with you. So this is more of a revenge game for Goff than it is for Matthew Stafford, at least in my eyes.
Yeah, I can see that for sure. And then we had a couple more chats here. DJ saying I was in Lake Arrowhead for the weekend at a bar watching the game. Horns up. Yeah, appreciate you, DJ. Hope you had a good time. That sounds like a lot of
hope you
fun
had
this
fun.
weekend. Jordan says, worried about Gibbs. Yep, always got to pay attention to Jahmyr Gibbs and where he's at on the field. But don't forget about their other running back. We talked about the Rams maybe having the best running back duo in the league. I mean, David Montgomery is a capable running back who can pop off for a 50-yard touchdown out of nowhere as well. So you got to watch out for both of their backs out there in Detroit. And then 661 says Detroit. I don't know if he's picking Detroit to win. CMD says Rams are playing at home versus the Lions. TD says, yes, D needs to make Goff run for his life. Agreed there. Manuel says, what's your over-under of Rams fans versus Lions fans in the stream next week? Ooh, it's a great question.
I would say
like
I think it's gonna be 765 Rams, 35 Lions.
I'll say 70-30. 70-30.
I was gonna say 70-30.
All the Rams fans here in the chat that are still here right now watching, you guys will be here, I'm assuming. Make sure you subscribe. Yes. Don't miss the live stream. You guys will be here watching, obviously. And then that'll be about 30% of Lions fans hopping in here to talk their trash. Unless we start winning, because I know that's how a lot of the haters like to be. When their team's losing, they like to be a little quiet in the chat. So if you guys want to make sure that doesn't happen, we don't have 70, 60, 40, whatever split. You want to make sure we have majority Rams fans in here. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel so you don't miss that we go live.
Yes, week. Everybody subscribe. Yes, subscribe, like, share the stream, share the channel link to anyone who you think would want to watch our videos. And also, again, shout out before we end to Tom Grossi, once again, for a second raid of the season. We appreciate it. I know Josh and I've been watching Tom for a few years now.
Yeah.
Makes some great NFL content, whether it's breaking down games, live game reactions, or doing some skits. I love his Every NFL Fan video every week that comes out. Those ones are always very, very funny. Or if the NFL was scripted, those ones are also good too. So if you want more good football content that's not just Rams after you watch our daily videos, you can go watch his.
Yeah, 100%. Agree with you there. Shout out to Tom Grossi. Shout out to all the Packers fans who dropped in the chat earlier to blow it up. By the way, right now, currently on YouTube, looking at the stats, we're at about 14,000 views on the live stream. Nearly 14,000, which is our most viewed live stream so far. So we continue to grow. Appreciate all of you guys for your donations, for your chats. Thank you all so much. Special shout out to Manuel one more time before we end it. $50, biggest donation we've ever had. And Nick says $1.99 donation. Love the content, guys. Keep up the good work. Appreciate you, Nick, as well. What a way to end the live stream with one more donation. But again, thank you all for your support every single week. It's been super fun seeing the live streams grow every single week. In my opinion, I don't know how you feel about that, Josh.
I love it too.
And then Gimli
says, saying hit that like button. Yes, we agree, Gimli. Hit that like button. Hit that sub button. Road to 5K, just over 100 away. We want to hit it by New Year's Eve. We think we can do it, so let's hit it.
100% agreed there. Thank you all again for your support. We're going to be back next week for a huge game versus the Lions, and then obviously that December 18th game is going to be huge versus the Seattle Seahawks. Could mean everything for the Rams. So definitely subscribe.
Yes, and we'll be back tomorrow with videos.
Go ahead, Josh.
And we'll be back tomorrow with our regular scheduled videos as well.
Exactly. Tune in to our videos this week for if you want to keep up with any Rams news throughout the week. It's Zavi says GG's. TD says peace out, Ramley. Peace out, everybody. Thank you all for your support.
Yes, thank you.
And let's call it a day.
All right.
All right. Live stream has ended on YouTube. Gonna give it a couple seconds here.